down, right? Like the division schedule is shortening.
We are going to get into this later, but there used to be 19 games that you played against each opponent in your division. That's down to 13. So you're still playing a lot of divisional games. It's just not as many as you used to.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know this has been announced that the Cardinals will be playing a series in London,
and we're going, right?
Yes, and
Steve,
the show
we're going?
will be there.
We're going.
The show live from London. Everybody, get ready for that.
Let me text the boss right now. I'll let you know what he says.
What's interesting is for like New York teams can travel
get
to
it sponsored.
Yeah.
Can travel to London as easily as they can travel to San Francisco, right? For these cross-country trips for the most part.
I mean, it's a little more than that, but
isn't New York to San Francisco about 6 hours?
Good question.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
New York to London is 6-7 hours. Maybe 6.5, 7.
Good question.
Okay.
Don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is. Because I know when we flew from St. Louis to London and it was 7 hours.
Yeah. I think it's about the same. The only difference is when you're going to London, there's nowhere to make an emergency landing.
Greenland.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, you go to Greenland.
According to this, nonstop New York to London is 7.5 hours.
7.5 hours, okay.
So from here, it's got to be 9.
I think it's 8.5.
It's got to be more because how long would it fly to fly from here to New York? Would be at least 90 minutes.
Yeah, but you're getting up in the air. You're not like doing the whole takeoff landing thing. I don't know. I just remember it being not that bad. But they've talked about this though with the West Coast teams playing the East Coast teams, right? And it's a long flight anyway. How hard would it be to incorporate London? I personally don't think, as a team, was it the NFL that was talking about
the
NFL
wants to do it.
Yes.
They've been trying to do it. But I think
it would be easier. It would still be challenging, but it would be easier for them to do it than a baseball team.
Yeah, the challenge. Well, yeah, baseball. Good luck.
It'd be impossible.
First of all, you're not going to sell enough tickets. There's a reason why the NFL hasn't done it.
Yeah.
Some of it is the logistics of the travel because it's going to put a lot on them, but it's also the tax situation. So if you're based in London, are you paying taxes in England?
Them's the breaks.
And then and also like how many people want to move over there essentially for half of the year. Are you bringing your family or not? I mean, there's a lot that goes into all of those things. Not to mention the fact that, sure, they'll sell out a couple of football games a year. You're going to sell out a full 81-game baseball schedule. You're going to sell out a full NFL schedule for a team that they might not care about. It's one thing if it's like, it's one thing if it's the Cowboys and the Redskins. Well, not the Redskins anymore. The Commanders, and they're going over there. They're going to have this one game, and we're going to promote it for a year, and it sells out. But you know how it sells out, though? It sells out because companies buy all the tickets. Because there are a lot of empty seats at those games that are happening in London too.
What's the long game with the trip to London? I know it's to grow the sport, but what does that look like?
I think it's just getting interest. Like, for example, to me, it would be trying to grow there what the English Premier League has grown here, which is a set of fans that will pay-per-view, will pay.
Will pay for MLB.TV.
Right. You're trying to get a larger number of people to follow via television. And again, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but it's worked for the EPL here. But then again, soccer is more of a thing in the U.S. than baseball is in England.
Right. So it will be, it's either you want MLB.TV subscriptions or you're hoping it becomes big enough over there that you can do a network thing where there's interest in a nightly baseball game on one of their networks.
Yeah.
Right.
You're hoping for something like that.
That's a good point. You're hoping that maybe I forget what their sports network is.
Sky, isn't it? Sky Sports.
Maybe you might they do a game of the week type thing. I'm sure it's more that than, hey, we're going to think about moving a team there.
I know in London, they're dying to see how the Cleveland baseball team is doing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good thing. I will say this, though. Seeing Cardinals Cubs is probably a cool thing for them.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, it's one of the oldest rivalries in the sport. They both have huge fan bases.
I could see them wanting to watch a Yankees game or a Dodgers game.
Yeah.
Maybe Cleveland, Kansas City won't really knock it out of the park for them.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably why those two teams aren't going.
Hoping to get an update from our boss Steve about London.
The show in London.
I
texted him and he has not responded.
You got to stop egging him on because last time we asked him that, he's like, let's just worry about you guys being here next year.
Oh, that's a great point.
Oh, yeah, that kind of hurt. That stung a little bit.
It really did.
It kind of stung.
I thought, man,
Yeah.
we're here trying to have a good time.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, let's just make sure you get to stay here.
We will. We're not going to spend a lot of time later on doing a bunch of Cardinal stuff since the game is coming up this afternoon. But one thing, and it's a relatively small thing, but there's just one 20-second thing that I got to get into from yesterday that's still irritating me because it always irritates me. It's not just the ejection of Nolan Arenado from yesterday's game, but it's the way that it happened and why it happened. There's probably nothing that bothers me more than home plate umpires making a call on a check swing when they cannot possibly see it. They cannot possibly have the best angle. Just ask for help from the guy down the line. Stop making that call on your own.
Kevin, I prefer when I pay for a ticket, when I put my hard-earned money into a baseball ticket, I am there for the ump show. You can be there for the athletes. I'm there for the boys in blue. So you do what you want to do, but I for one love it.
I'm just glad there's no ego involved.
Oh yeah,
really
no. None of the umpires ever do
You
that.
ever met a major league umpire? I've met a handful.
Some of them are really nice.
I've met a handful,
Some of them are nice.
of them.
That's a
Okay,
lot.
so I'm extrapolating. Every single one of them is an egomaniac.
Oh my God.
Every single one of them.
Ranji, there's some good ones.
I'm not joking. Find them.
I'll tell you about it during the break. Major Garrett at the bottom of the hour. We'll talk about city police. Maybe getting a little bit more funding to work with coming up here on the show.
For everything online, it's Odyssey.com. Download the Odyssey app and listen to The Dave Glover Show and all the news, talk, sports, and podcasts that move you. Odyssey, that's AUDACY.
Tom Ackerman for Building Community with Busey Bank, a podcast series easily accessible at KMOX.com/community banking. August is National Black Business Month. Jeff Burgess, president of Busey Wealth Management, and Willie Mayberry, president of Regional Banking, share Busey's commitment to local minority-owned business through their involvement in Empower the Change. Listen to our August podcast, Building Community with Busey Bank, at KMOX.com/community banking.
Hey friends, Matzo Matt for Brewpub, lots of matzo pizza. Things are about to get crazy as kids go back to school this week. First day outfit, first day back to school morning picture, plus actually getting the kids out the door on time. You have plenty of things on your mind this week. So let what's for dinner not be one of them. Just grab a Brewpub lots of matzo pizza from your grocer's frozen department. Loaded with delicious toppings, then bombarded with award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese, Brewpub pizzas are guaranteed A+. Easy, convenient, and quick. Make a Brewpub pizza dinner tonight.
Hi, this is Ken.
And Laurie Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families work toward their financial goals.
Join us Sundays at 9:30 a.m. for Your Retirement Highway.
Investment advisory services by individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
I'm sure that you've felt the shift in the real estate market and have wondered how it will affect you. Is it time to buy or is it time to sell? What are your options? Hi, I'm Christina Straight with Straight Realty. Give us a call and we can discuss a strategy that works for your individual needs in this ever-changing market. Quality and experience at a more affordable rate. Why pay more than $4? 314-441-4444. 314-441-4444.
Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Paramount Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Brown. The physicians at Paramount Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Paramount Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now, 314-720-8081. 314-720-8081. That's 314-720-8081.
Hi, Mark Goldstein here for Edwards Carpet. Times are tough. We're making less, and you're still paying more. So if you need new flooring, now is the time. Take advantage of our Labor Day sale. Carpet starting at $349, completely installed with pad, including take-up of old carpet and furniture moving. For this sale, everything's on sale. You can take advantage of our 12-month 0% financing, and if that's not enough, you'll pay no tax. Don't miss out, because these days, if you wait, you'll simply pay more. See you soon at Edwards Carpet.
Come on down to Edwards Carpet Stores.
When it comes to your health, you want the best care possible, right? Well, when it comes to your eyes, you'll find that at Ophthalmology Associates. Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. From glasses, LASIK, or cataract surgery, and anything related to eye care, doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andrew Royer are among the best. Dry eye is a concern for a lot of folks, and Ophthalmology Associates is the leader in dry eye diagnosis and treatment. They can help you understand your condition and treat it with the absolute newest, most innovative approach. Are you considering LASIK surgery? You need to call the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. If cataracts are a problem, these doctors use the most advanced multifocal lens implants to minimize the need for glasses after surgery. I've been a patient here for about 25 years, but forget that. More than 250 local doctors have trusted their eyes to Ophthalmology Associates. 314-966-5000 and youridoc.com.
Nearly a century of informing, entertaining, and serving St. Louis. KMOX.
On the show, coming up after the bottom of the hour news, we'll catch up with Major Garrett, our weekly visit with him. Got some special music planned for old Major Garrett coming up after the bottom of the hour news.
Well, don't tell anybody.
What? He's not.
You're going to spoil the surprise.
Yeah, because the surprise is for all of our listeners. But Major Garrett's coming up after the bottom of the hour.
Spoil the surprise.
I don't know why I said it like that.
Ranji's like an 8-year-old. It's like,
gosh, Kevin, you gotta spoil a surprise.
It's like they're doing the Napoleon Dynamite.
It was.
Gosh. Anyway, Major Garrett's after the news. We've talked a good bit in recent weeks about how do we make things better downtown.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's a constant conversation here. Talk about it on DGS. We talk about it on TIAM. And we all agree that one of the things that's going to have to happen to make things better downtown is it has to be safer. Mm-hmm. We have to have less crime. We have to have, we've talked about it, more police presence. And we have to not lose the police officers that we have to other municipalities that pay more and probably come with less stress and difficulty.
Right. No, I mean, absolutely. And recently, we know that St. Louis County, the St. Louis County Council voted to increase pay for police officers, not only increase starting pay and just the general salaries, but also the incremental raises you get with experience. So St. Louis County will also be compensating to a greater degree police officers for their amount of experience. Their experience matters. And that will, I mean, it's a way to poach great officers from the city. And the county even said that, that's part of the plan. And this is something that happens across the country. Of course, it's just like anything else. It's a competitive market. You are one department. You want to bring the great officers to your department. So in St. Louis City, which is already bereft of, the amount of police officers that they need, they're short over 100. And they're not making nearly as much as county officers in general.
Right.
Their step ups for experience are not nearly as big. So the experience is not financially valued as much. And you're, like you said, Kevin, it is being a police officer is always incredibly stressful. The city, we can acknowledge, has a lot of violent crime.
Sure. And now there's actually been a plan put forth, though, that might help with some of this in the city. So the comptroller, Darlene Green, put out a plan yesterday that would raise pay for city police that kind of matches what's going on in other jurisdictions. They're putting in other incentives. So some of the things that are put in there, obviously higher pay, which is a big deal. I think everybody would agree when you have a job, higher pay is always a higher priority. But they're also talking about things like incentives for becoming a city police officer, like tax breaks, down payment assistance on homes, and things along those lines. So this has been put forth by the city comptroller, and it's not done deal or anything like that. It still has to go through the ringer, if you will. But at the very least, there's a step being taken. Because very clear, and by the way, they're also talking about new plans too, right? One of the things mentioned, I think even that clip we had in the open a few minutes ago, was about basically a cop on every corner in some of the spots that really need help.
Right, and the hot spots, that's a great way to focus your resources. And again, we know that homicide rates are skyrocketing again. They are historically high. They are higher than they were last year. And even last year, which was down from 2020, which was historically high, last year was still, I believe, the third highest year for homicides in recent memory. And so we know that these homicide numbers are going up again this year. There is an overall feeling of lawlessness downtown, from drag racing to
ignoring streetlights.
Ignoring streetlights, the homelessness, fighting, aggressive panhandling. We know what's happening on South Grand, hit and runs. So in hot spots where issues are happening, having law enforcement present can go a long way in helping to curb some of that.
And it does have to be a multi-pronged approach.
Yes.
If we want to make this city better, it isn't just about paying police officers more or having more of them. That is part of the equation. We have to do those things. That is 100% necessary. But we also have to end these crimes before they start. So that means getting to the root of the problem. And we talk about tackling poverty and the nonprofits that help with that. And I know the city is at least said they're trying to exacerbate those efforts to make things better for people who are in these impoverished areas, so that they have opportunities, so that they don't feel like, well, I'm going to, I don't have anything to do and I have no prospects, so I'm going to go do whatever I have to. And that means mug somebody,
right?
And do things like that. You have to get to the roots of the problem, because it doesn't matter how many police you have on the streets. You're just going to continue to create more people who commit crimes if we don't get to that root.
Right. And those things are going to take longer time.
There'll be a never-ending, if we don't do anything about it, it'll be a never-ending supply of that.
Two things are true. Kids are heading back to school, and every 2 seconds, someone needs blood. You know what else is true? You can help. At the KMOX Blood Drive, August 31st, we lost our colleague Brett Bloom 3 years ago. He needed 36 units of blood during his cancer battle. Right now, the Red Cross has an urgent to critical need for all blood types. Come help us honor Brett and help others in need at the KMOX Blood Drive, Wednesday, August 31st. Give at one of 6 locations throughout the region, from O'Fallon, Missouri to Belleville, Illinois. Make your appointment today at redcrossblood.org.
If you own a house in St. Louis and you want to sell it as is, without any inspections or the need to make any repairs, call Chris Buys Homes St. Louis at 314-328-8000 or at chrisbuyshomes.louis.com and get your cash offer without any obligations, commissions, banks, or headaches. Chris buys vacant houses, inherited houses, fixer-uppers, beautiful houses, even the tenant won't pay the rent apartment. Google Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis. That's Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis, and check out the best reviews from satisfied customers. When you sell to Chris, you decide when you want to move, according to your schedule and your terms. Go to chrisbuyshomesinstlouis.com. Google Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis or call 314-328-8000. That's 314-328-8000. Call Chris and get the offer you've been waiting for. chrisbuyshomesinstlouis.com. That's chrisbuyshomesinstlouis.com or call 314-328-8000.
Tune in this weekend for Everyday Wealth with Soledad O'Brien and Gene Chatsky, presented by Edelman Financial Engines. Your hosts and their guests will explore how our financial decisions shape our everyday lives. For airtimes, visit everydaywealth.com.
Attention veterans, if you were stationed at Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987, you and your family may be victims of toxic water poisoning. Cancers, birth defects, deadly illnesses have all been linked to the contaminated water. Congress is now holding the government accountable. You could be awarded financial compensation for your suffering, but you must act now. Get your free case review. Call True Law at 877-560-8555, 877-560-8555, or visit sickvets.com. That's sickvets.com.
At 10:30, sunny skies and 79 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Carol Daniel. Law enforcement officers in central Mississippi carried toddlers out of a flooded daycare center after storms dumped rain that caused creeks to overflow. The Rankin County Sheriff's Department posted video on Facebook of deputies walking through knee-deep brown water Wednesday to take children to an elevated truck. More than 100 children and 14 workers were rescued from the flooded facility in the Jackson suburb of Florence. More than 40 million Americans could see their student loan debt reduced and in many cases eliminated under President Biden's long-awaited forgiveness plan. Ukrainians are once again anxious about the fate of a nuclear power plant in a land that was home to the world's worst atomic accident in 1986 at Chernobyl. Alarm only increased today when the plant operator said the facility has been cut off from the electrical grid. 4 more Republican-led states will ban almost all abortions this week, another result of the U.S. Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. To date, 13 states have passed so-called trigger laws that were designed to outlaw almost all abortions if the high court threw out the constitutional right to end a pregnancy. Taking a look at your commute. There's a stalled vehicle 70 westbound past First Capitol Drive. It is on the right shoulder, and a stalled 270 westbound past 170 also on the right shoulder. The KMOX forecast, a sunny, hot, and humid day. The high around 90 degrees. Tonight, partly mostly cloudy and humid. A thunderstorms possible in spots starting the late evening hours. Right now, it's sunny and 79 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Carol Daniel, KMOX News.
Brought to you by Farm and Home Supply.
Don't miss No Tax Weekend at your local Farm and Home Supply store, taking place Saturday, August 27th and Sunday, August 28th. Pay no taxes on your entire purchase. Terms and conditions apply. See local store for details. Farm and Home Supply, outfitting your lifestyle.
KMOX News Time is 10:32.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
I'm Listening reminds you that you are not alone and that talk saves lives. There's a new national hotline for mental health-related distress, 988. When you call or text 988 from any phone, you will be connected directly with trained counselors in over 200 crisis centers nationwide. They can get you the help you need anytime, anywhere. 988, the new National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Talk saves lives. And with 988, talking is only 3 digits away. Find out more at imlistening.org.
Transform your home into the most beautiful home in the neighborhood with Banner Construction. St. Louis's preferred James Hardy and Pella window expert. Add curb appeal and value to your home. Call Banner Construction, 314-569-1050.
Driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Hi, this is Steve Butts at the Crawford Butts Insurance Agency. This year marks our 60th anniversary serving our clients and friends, a tribute to our founder and my dad, Norbert Butts. As your local independent insurance agency, we've been proud to represent many fine carriers such as Safeco, Travelers, and Progressive. So please give us a call for all your insurance needs, 314-752-2500 or crawfordbutts.com.
Suburban Leisure Center has Adirondack chairs in stock and on sale now. Our amazing Adirondack chairs come in 16 colors and in lots of styles. Gliders, rockers, tables, and chairs. We even make an Adirondack chair with a pull-out ottoman. Also, many can be made to order. Hurry into Suburban Leisure Center now on Olive, 1 mile west of 141, or check us out at suburbanleisurecenter.com, home of the Big Red Chair.
April 9th, 2001.
Swing and a home run to left. The first Major League home run for Albert Pujols.
Now.
It's a goner. Albert Pujols, number 693. Into the bleachers at Wrigley.
The pursuit for 700 continues.
He is absolutely amazing.
KMOX is Cardinals Radio.
With a purple umbrella and a 50-cent hand.
All right, welcome back into the show, 10:35. I wanted to let that breathe for a little bit. For our friend Major Garrett, of course, Chief Washington correspondent for CBS News, weekly guest here on the show. Of course, also the creator and host of the Takeout podcast, the latest edition there with Tom Perez. And we did this, Major, first of all, to welcome you in because we know that you're a huge Zeppelin fan. And for that, I have mad respect for you as a guy that loves the heavy stuff. But we do that
that particular song used to be my ringtone.
No kidding. Love it.
So we wanted to play that because it's your birthday. Now, Amy knew all of this, and she knew all of the great things, like Zeppelin would go well for you. And
she is a much better friend to you than us.
Yesterday was Major Garrett's 39th birthday.
39
again. You've done so much in your young career.
Actually, as former President Reagan used to say, yesterday was the 31st anniversary of my 39th birthday.
I like that. That's really great. I like that.
Well, happy birthday, Major.
Thank
you
you.
are the best in the business. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much. And as I put on Twitter, wait a minute, I did the math wrong there. It would be the 29th anniversary of my 31st birthday. So I'm 60. So I'm not 70, I'm 60. And as I wrote on my Twitter page yesterday, 60 is the new 60. Okay? I'm not pretending that there's some fountain of youth I've discovered. 60 is 60. Reality is my friend, and we're on to the next decade.
Love it.
Hey, to live in D.C. and cover politics and to feel 60 at the age of 60 is actually pretty good. I think you're ahead of the game
I consider it an achievement. I consider it a substantial achievement.
But in Washington years, that makes you like 90, right? Because covering D.C.'s got to age you.
Yeah, it makes me like 947.
Okay, well, speaking of Washington, D.C. and the goings on there, obviously President Biden canceling some $10,000 of student loans for household or for people under $125,000 of income, households of $250,000. Now, we've debated the merits of this move and whether or not it would be inflationary, whether or not it achieves anything or what people hoped it would. But setting all of the merits aside, where are we constitutionally on the president's authority to cancel outstanding student loans?
I just don't think it exists. I mean, I really don't. I never anticipated the administration would go this far using only presidential authority within the Department of Education and existing congressional authorities. It just hasn't happened before. I don't believe exists in the law. And I can tell you, I've already heard, and this would be because there are lots of cynics in Washington, and you become cynical if you wish to, because you have hard-earned experience dealing with the cynical side of politics. And I've already heard cynics say this was a political gambit to get a lot of headlines that the administration knows will be overturned by the Supreme Court because the legal challenges will be inevitable and they will be well-grounded. And a Supreme Court that just 2 months ago, or less than 2 months ago, looking at underlying congressional legislation and statutes, said that attempts to use the Clean Air and Clean Water Act and other environmental legislation to do things outside of the explicit intent of those laws was unconstitutional. They were stricken. And there was a huge debate about, well, this is undermining efforts to combat climate change, so on and so forth. And basically the Supreme Court position was, if you want to combat climate change, write it in a legislation, put it in law, and it's fine. But you can't imagine powers that don't exist that were not stipulated by Congress. Well, this Supreme Court hasn't changed in composition except for the addition of one new justice that will not change the ideological balance of the court. So the cynics are saying this is all nakedly political, and the administration knows it's going to be overturned and will point to the Supreme Court and say, well, they're the ones who did this to you, not us. I'm a much more institutionally minded reporter and observer of Washington. If you want to do these things, ask Congress for legislative permission and do the hard political work of achieving that. And if you can't get it, get something along the lines of a compromise that you can get. But this does not appear to me to be within the powers of the presidency, because if it had been, it would have been done before.
Mm-hmm.
So is there an appetite then to do something different than this? Is there an appetite in Congress, not just from one side of the aisle? Is there enough that we can get something done, or they can get something done together? Because we know that Tom Cotton had some thoughts on it and said this wasn't going to work. There have to be other Republicans who feel the same way, right?
Yes. Well, there's certainly Republicans who feel that this is an overreach, a staggering overreach. And the problem with this idea of pursuing another remedy is that for now, the administration's acted. It's basically said to the country it possesses this power, and it will exercise this power until it is stopped by the courts from doing such. Well, that freezes all legislative conversation because Republicans would say, well, you can't be serious. If you were serious about a legislative compromise, you'd have approached us on that basis. You wouldn't have used executive fiat. I mean, the Wall Street Journal, editorial page, which is obviously conservative, but it is careful in its use of language. I was amazed this morning to read the editorial board describing this as an administrative coup. That's a very specific word, and we've seen it used in another context more accurately. But the Wall Street Journal said this is an exercise of executive power so out of bounds that it has to be called something alarmist, like a coup. So that's going to keep Republicans out of this conversation. They're just not going to take the administration seriously on this. And tangentially and importantly, there are a lot of people who watch the budget and deficits in Washington. They are far less powerful than they used to be when I first got here in the 90s, when that was a big issue, who were saying, the Inflation Reduction Act actually does some things that are helpful on reducing the deficits, who said yesterday, well, all that progress wiped out because of this debt forgiveness sticks and is upheld by the courts. It will cost anywhere from $800 billion to $900 billion in 10 years, almost with one fell swoop, erasing all of the other deficit reduction to be achieved in the Inflation Reduction Act. It's an astonishing action. I'm so very surprised that the administration waded this deeply into it and took all of these legal risks for what I perceive to be not negligible, but marginal political benefits. Because for everyone who is having their debt relieved, there are those like me who paid off my student loans or who didn't go to college or who went to less expensive colleges in order not to saddle themselves with debt. This is not a complete winner and a clear-cut winner. There are constituencies in America who look at this and are not only just irked, but seriously irked by it.
Major, zooming out on this topic of presidential power and using essentially the power of your own pen to decide things, I feel like this has been one of the most disappointing elements for almost every administration of my adult lifetime, but at least dating back to 2000.
Yep. So when George Herbert Walker Bush was laid to rest after he passed away, many people commented on the way in which he was a legislatively minded president. And I would say George Herbert Walker Bush, George Bush the first, not George W. Bush, was the last organically bipartisan president in our history. He's the one who came to the presidency and said, if I want to achieve legislation, I have to bend as president. And he got into a lot of trouble with his Republican flank over that, lost re-election largely over that, fueled the Ross Perot candidacy as an independent, and soured lots of conservatives because he was a legislatively minded president. He got the Clean Air Act reauthorized. He got the Civil Rights Act reauthorized. He passed the Americans with Disabilities Act. He passed a big budget deal that, yes, and raised taxes, but put the country on a much better fiscal footing for the next 2 decades. All of that legislatively. He didn't gravitate toward extravagant uses of presidential power. Every president since then has. President Clinton did it. President Bush did it. President Obama did it. President Trump did it. And now President Biden is. And I'm sorry. I don't think it's acceptable for a president to say, well, legislation frustrates me. It's hard. No kidding. It's supposed to be hard. That's how the framers created checks and balances. And if you say the other party is a non-compromising, you got to figure out a way to help get them there. And this president has. Infrastructure is a bipartisan deal. You could have done it that way. So this exercise of presidential power is exactly as you described it. It irks me. It worries me. And it extends, I think, powers to that office that the framers or previous occupants of that office never envisioned.
So the common thought is, and you've said it already, this is for political advantage. Is it possible, though, that it actually backfires politically?
I think so. I do, for the reasons I mentioned before. I know numerically, I'm not the only person in America who paid off my college debt and did so on time. Millions of Americans have done that. Similarly, millions of Americans don't go to college for lots of good and justifiable reasons. They don't get anything out of this. And there are some Americans, probably in the numbers of millions, who went to less expensive colleges as a hedge against accumulating recklessly lots of debt. Now, I'm not saying anyone who has got debt was reckless or didn't process the risks and rewards carefully. I'm sure many did. And I don't dispute that there are many Americans, through largely no fault of their own, have more debt than they can currently manage. And it is a problem. But this seems to be an overreach to address that problem and carries with it, I think, for this administration, who largely listened to progressive voices, nagging them for months and months and months on this issue, not to have a broader perspective on the potential backlash. Because I think those who are in those other camps outnumber those who are in the debt relief camp.
Major, thank you so much. And before saying goodbye, I just want to remind everybody your book is coming out next month, The Big Truth. Looking forward to getting my hands on a copy of that. And, of course, people can pre-order now, and you can go to thebigtruthbook.com for people to check it out, obviously, about the 2020 election. Thanks so much. Happy birthday, man. We appreciate you.
All right. We'll talk next week.
There you go. Major Garrett from CBS News, Chief Washington Correspondent, and the creator and host of the Takeout podcast, which most recently featured former DNC Chair Tom Perez.
We're all getting signed copies of that book, yeah?
I hope so.
We can read them in
played
London.
Led Zeppelin for him.
Oh, yeah, in London.
Yeah.
When we go there. Still haven't gotten a response from the boss.
No, it's just because
I think we're all fired.
We'll tell you guys what's trending coming up next here on the show.
Well, for over 50 years, STL Fenceworks has been serving the St. Louis, the St. Charles, the Warren, and Franklin counties, and never once have they wavered in their quality and customer-first approach. That was their approach when Russ and Carolyn Long opened the company back in 1971, and it's their approach now as their son, Sean Timothy Long. He's the STL, and STL Fenceworks runs the company. And what's so great about STL Fenceworks is not only are they family owned and operated and locally owned and operated, but they are also the #1 fence and deck contractor in the state of Missouri. Now, they've been able to use that position to make sure that there are no shortages in fence and deck materials. That means when you order a project from STL Fenceworks, maybe fixing up that deck, putting in a new deck or a fence, there's not going to be a long lead-in time. You're not going to fall on this list and say, well, we're not sure when things are coming in. Nope, they've got all the materials on hand right now. So visit their website at stlfenceworks.com and be inspired for your next project, stlfenceworks.com.
If you're planning to sell your St. Louis area home, now may be the best time to capture the highest sale value before the market changes. This is Debbie Monterey, and according to industry experts, the real estate market has shifted. Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty agrees, and she has options to help every type of home seller because she understands that every situation is different. If you need to sell your home quickly, but you're worried about finding your next home, Gloria has your answers and solutions. Gloria has an instant cash offer program that gives you above market cash offers, no showings, no hassles, and you pick the closing date even up to a year, giving you the cash and time needed to find your next home. Call Gloria Liu and ask her about the instant cash offer guarantees or other options that will help you sell fast and for the most money. Call 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888. It's Gloria Liu of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria has the buyers.com.
Gameoid Night at the Ballpark returns Wednesday, September 14th as the Cardinals take on the Brewers.
Got into it. It's a goner.
Celebrate Cardinals history in the making. Fans who purchase a special team ticket will receive an exclusive KMOX t-shirt honoring Yadier Molina and Albert Pujols.
Another Albert Pujols big line.
Come join us and celebrate at KMOX Night at the Ballpark, September 14th. Tickets on sale now at cardinals.com/KMOX.
You wouldn't trust a butcher to babysit your pet pig. You wouldn't trust a lumberjack to repair your antiques. Or a professional wrestler to be your massage therapist. So why would you trust anyone but AMCO to fix your car? For over 50 years, we've been the trusted experts in transmission repair.
AMCO offers easy payment plan options for most any credit situation, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow at AMCO.
AA MCO.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you have to drive 300 miles to your cousin's wedding. Okay, so it's his fourth. But you know what they say, fourth time's the charm. Well, here's the problem. Your tires are as bald as I am. But lucky for you, eBay Motors has tires for just about every make and model. Plus wheels, lug nuts, jack stands, and more. 122 million parts. Do they have tissues? Oh, good, because I'm definitely a crier. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Oh, are you seeing these readings? This is incredible.
Short-staffed, Marco's climate research facility is in the eye of the storm. The atmospheric pressure to find more weather specialists is mounting.
Man, this is going to be a big job. We're going to need a bigger team.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Mission St. Louis helps people work their way out of poverty through education and workforce development. Make a difference today through a tax credit eligible donation at missionstl.org.
Filing for Social Security could be one of the biggest financial decisions of your lifetime. Find out why with Your Retirement Professors, Saturday afternoons at 1 on St. Louis's News Radio, KMOX.
Hi, this is Ken.
And Laurie Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families work toward their financial goals.
Join us Sundays at 9:30 a.m. for Your Retirement Highway.
Investment advisory services by individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Long summer days call for extra hands. Hire fast with Indeed. Their hiring solution helps attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444. Kevin, Amy, and Chris now.
Best friends together.
Dave Glover at 2 on KMOX.
What is it? What's happened?
What's going on? What do you know?
What just happened?
What happened?
I need to know.
Trending now on the show.
All right, trending is sponsored by Old Town Donuts in Florissant and Connellville. Amy, you drew the straw. You get to go first.
Yes, I did. Well, here's what's trending. Olivia Wilde has broken her silence on Harry Styles and says, quote, there's a reason she left Jason Sudeikis, a.k.a. Ted Lasso. Now, Wheels, you didn't know this, but you knew that Jason Sudeikis and Olivia Wilde had broken up. But
I did not until you mentioned it, and I looked.
And she was served papers while she was on stage giving a talk or something, and a guy walks up to her.
It was at CinemaCon in Vegas back like 4 months ago.
Mm-hmm. A guy walks up to her, hands her papers, and she says, "Oh, what's this? Oh, and realizes
it's divorce papers.
Divorce
okay,
papers. Yeah, a little odd. Well, anyway, she is in a romance with Harry Styles, and she called out Jason Sudeikis over his quote vicious attacks. So there's a new profile in a Variety magazine, a Variety cover story, and Olivia Wilde shares a little bit more on her romance with Harry Styles, if anyone is so inclined to keep up with celebrity gossip.
Hey, I'm happy for them.
That's as much as I'll read into it.
Yeah, there you go.
But this story, I mean, I know it's a few months old, But she said it was like a breach of security because of all the steps you had to go through to get to the point where you could hand papers to her on stage, that she felt like it was an attack. And I can see that. For his part, Sudeikis says he didn't know it was going to go down like that. But, I mean,
yeah,
he kind of had to know, right?
I think Olivia Wilde is so gorgeous. Love her. Harry Styles, to me, he looks so young. It's
He's
a
very
weird
handsome
pairing for me.
He's handsome.
She's 38. He's 28. I thought he was like 22. I love Harry Styles songs. I sing along to them.
Yeah.
He just looks like he's 22.
He's handsome and talented.
Is he? I mean, he's
Yes.
talented. He's I love his outfits.
I love how we were.
I do
He does
love
have
his
great
outfits.
I love how we were not going to break this down, and now we're breaking it down.
Because I actually like Harry Styles' music. He's so good. The songs, music for a sushi restaurant is such a great song.
Yeah.
And he has the best outfits. I just thought he was 22. Like, it's so weird that he's with Olivia Wilde. Anyway, that's the end of my story now.
Do you want to go, Ron?
I don't know if you all saw the story from Megan Lynch. The KMOX newsroom has done a fantastic job over the last couple of weeks covering back to school affairs. And she had spoken to parents about feeling anxious and or sadness about their kids going back to school, and how a lot of parents are relieved their kids are back to school, but also feel guilty.
Don't feel
because
guilty.
they're relieved going back to school. But the psychologists say it's okay.
Yes.
It's okay. You can feel relief when
Yes.
your kids are out of the house.
It is okay. They need to be with their friends for as many hours of the day as
I don't even have kids. I'm glad they're gone.
Kevin has definitely never felt guilty.
Not anything I can think of. It's nice to have a clean conscience.
It will be the summer of joy in Chicago.
Instead, the trio of Pritzker, Lightfoot, and Fox have made this another summer of murder, mayhem, and chaos.
My granddaughter FaceTimed us saying, "Help me, Daddy's shot." And then he threw over him and they executed him in front of her. And then they shot at her.
Thanks to Governor Pritzker, the lawlessness of Chicago will soon be the law statewide. Pritzker's so-called Safety Act makes Illinois a safe haven for violent criminals. That's why 100 of Illinois' 102 county state's attorneys oppose Pritzker's mandatory release of alleged murderers, kidnappers, and arsonists. Prosecutors like Will County State's Attorney Jim Glasgow.
It's going to be literally the end of days.
And prosecutors like DuPage County State's Attorney Bob Berlin.
We are going to have violent criminals out on the street.
Stop Chicago violence from coming to your town. Vote no on J.B. Pritzker. Paid for by people who play by the rules PAC.
Hi, Mark Goldstein here for Edwards Carpet. Times are tough, we're making less, and you're still paying more. So if you need new flooring, now is the time. Take advantage of our Labor Day sale. Carpet starting at $349, completely installed with pad, including take-up of old carpet and furniture moving. For this sale, everything's on sale. You can take advantage of our 12-month 0% financing, and if that's not enough, you'll pay no tax. Don't miss out, because these days, if you wait, you'll simply pay more. See you soon at Edwards Carpet.
Come on down to Edwards Carpet Stores.
Spark Co-working St. Louis is a new collaborative workspace located within the PwC Pennant Building in Ballpark Village. The Spark Co-working community supports the thriving St. Louis entrepreneurial ecosystem, where you can live, work, and watch the Cardinals play all within one district. The all-inclusive workspace includes furnished month-to-month offices and suites with stadium, city, and arch views, concierge mail service, nitro cold brew coffee on tap, and so much more. Call 314-278-5297 or visit spark-stl.com.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR St. Louis.
The home of the Cardinals, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
In business since 1957, we've seen many competitors come and go. Hi, I'm Chuck Easter with Easter Fence Deck and Renovations. Many companies pass away with the owners, and their customers are left with useless promises and warranties. At Easter, we are in the third generation and have a succession plan. You know we'll be here to honor our warranty, which is the best in the industry, and take care of all of your fence, deck, and outdoor construction needs. Call 314-892-8500 or easterfence.com.
Easter Fence Deck and Renovations, where customers become friends.
Some people were made to follow the instructions. We were made to make our own, to always measure twice and never cut corners. Unless, of course, we've got a compound miter saw. Northern Tool and Equipment is a problem solver's paradise. There's nothing we can't find, fix, or figure out together. We're made for this. Start solving your projects today at northerntool.com.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 11 o'clock, we've got sun and 84 degrees downtown at the Arch. Good morning. I'm Michael Calhoun. Our top story this hour. A federal jury found that Los Angeles County must pay Kobe Bryant's widow $16 million for emotional distress caused by deputies and firefighters sharing photos of the bodies of the NBA star and his daughter taken at the site of the 2020 helicopter crash that killed them. A previously unreported 2021 email from the National Archives shows a Trump lawyer agreed White House documents taken to Mar-a-Lago should be returned.
The email to Trump attorney Pat Cipollone shows officials at the National Archives were concerned about Trump keeping dozens of boxes of documents even before he left office. Trump returned 15 boxes of documents in early 2022. But officials realized more were missing, including letters from North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and a letter from former President Barack Obama. This led to the warrant and search of Mar-a-Lago on August 8th. Former President Trump claimed he issued a standing declassification order for all documents, but multiple officials say they knew of no such order. Linda Kenyon, CBS News.
A major Ukrainian nuclear plant is now offline after being occupied by Russian troops. CBS News correspondent Cami McCormick has more.
The claim comes from the Ukrainian state energy operator, just as the head of the UN nuclear watchdog agency said he had hoped international inspectors would be able to visit the Zaporizhzhia plant very soon, within days. Russia and Ukraine have accused each other of firing at the plant, and the UN has called for the area to be demilitarized.
Homes to be built at the old Crestwood Mall site are quickly being claimed. McBride Homes started opening up lots yesterday at Crestwood Crossing. 40 people have committed to buying a home thus far, some sleeping in their cars overnight to get a top lot, including mom, Jeannie.
We actually already live in Crestwood. We've been looking to find a bigger house for a while, and there's just not, in this area, the houses were all built so long ago that they were built small and cute, but we need more space. We've got 2 kids.
The biggest homes of the development, called the Manors, are already sold out. Prices range anywhere from $340,000 to $500,000. And KMOX Sports, we've got a big baseball game on the radio next hour.
Today is the final game at Wrigley Field for Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina. Cardinals broadcaster Mike Claiborne.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what they do as far as a gift to Yachty and Albert today. We've gone around the country in different ballparks and different teams have done different going away items. I think what they'll do is probably give them a key that doesn't work to get into the ballpark.
Yeah.
The way those 2 guys have destroyed
A
Wrigley
bus
Field
ticket
over
out
the
of there.
course Exactly, yeah.
Pregame is 12:25, 1:20 for the first pitch. Tom Ackerman, KMOX Sports.
The First Mid Bank and Trust Business Desk, the Commerce Department's latest gross domestic product calculation shows the economy shrank for the second straight quarter, but not by as much as previously thought. Bankrate senior economic analyst Mark Hamrick does not think the information will slow down the recent action being taken by the central bank.
Even with the consecutive declines in GDP, the Federal Reserve is expected to boost interest rates at its September meeting, focused on the high rate of inflation. The Fed continues to regard the job market as too tight, in part because of the high number of job openings compared to the number of unemployed or potential candidates to fill those positions.
The Dow from Stifel's up 35 points to 33,004. And there's a crash on 55 South before Union. The left lane is closed. A stall 44 West before 109 on the right shoulder. 70 West past First Capital on the right shoulder. And a crash 70 East past 270 on the right shoulder.
This afternoon, mostly sunny, hot, and humid. High of 90 degrees. And for tonight, humid. A thunderstorm in spots from late evening on. Low of 71. Tomorrow, partly sunny. Still warm and humid with a high near 90. For AccuWeather, I'm Meteorologist Matt Benz on the Voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
It's a sunny sky, 84 in Florissant, 84 in St. Peters, and 84 downtown at the Arch. Feels like 86. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Sponsored by Midwest Wing Fest.
September 2nd and 3rd, come out to Midwest Wing Fest in Fairview Heights, Illinois, an epic food and music festival that benefits even more of an epic cause, combat wounded and fallen soldiers. VIP tickets on sale now at MidwestWingFest.com/events.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444.
It's 11:05 on the show. Chris Ronchi, Amy Mark Scores, Kevin Wheeler with you here. We want your assistance with the conversation we're about to have. So text 314-436-7900. Did get a couple of texts on this earlier as we teased it at the beginning of the show. So we got a little bit of a head start. But feel free to use the text line. And if you'd like to drop a voicemail, 314-944-1120. I don't remember exactly why we started talking about this. But in the show, in the office this morning, we started talking about neighbors and whether or not you know your neighbors.
Yeah.
And I know 2 neighbors. So I have the one to my.
Wait, but you live in a
I live in
regular
a
neighborhood, right,
yes.
with lots of houses.
Oh my God, yeah.
So knowing 2 neighbors is not knowing a lot.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I have 2, but the neighbors that are immediately to each side.
Yep.
We know well, we are friendly with, and the ones that moved out of the house that was there before, we were good friends with too. So the people that are like immediately next to us, we've become friends.
Mm-hmm.
We help out like taking care of each other's dogs. We go out to dinner. We go out to the Missouri River to go out on a boat. We go to the lake house with each other. Like we do fun things. We know we're friends, and the newer neighbors we're getting to know, and we hang out with them, and we do exchange favors and stuff like that.
Which neighbor do you like better?
Neither. They're the same.
I thought it was
they're
the one.
exactly the same.
I thought they're not the same because you just said like you literally went
We
on
like
a
them
boat
both
with
the
one
same.
neighbor. And
Well, the
then-
other ones are newer, so we haven't had a chance to do that yet.
go on
Wow.
a boat.
So you might
Mm.
find that you like them better
I don't know.
once you get to hang out with them more.
Maybe, and
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to hanging out more with them.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing some college football stuff with food and such.
I'm just saying it's
coming up.
telling that you've only seen these other neighbors for a short period
Right.
of time, and they're already equal to the other ones that you've had for a long
Oh
time.
no, that's
Yeah.
you're twisting my words, but that's okay.
And and also
That's okay.
we
I
don't know if
deserve
they
it.
may know a lot of neighbors and you may be their least favorite
But
neighbor.
here's the thing that I find funny, because I don't know anyone else on my street.
Really?
I mean,
Do you
I know
people
who they
across
are.
from you? Do you have a house
I
across
know
from
who
you?
they are. We occasionally exchange the wave and hello. We have spoken briefly at times, but no, don't know them. People behind us don't know. Used to know the people behind us that moved before. I knew the dude there. We used to talk Blues hockey all the time. But I knew that guy, but they moved, and we don't know the new people at all.
Do you think your lovely wife Susan? Do you think Susan knows more neighbors than you do?
No.
Oh. I thought maybe they were avoiding you because Susan's nice.
No, she's
Susan's
super
awesome.
nice. She's super nice. But it's interesting because when I was a kid, we knew everybody on the block, right? Like everybody hung out, everybody knew each other. And I thought we'd throw this out there to our listeners. How well do you know your neighbors? Do you know all of them? Do you know them very well, casually? Like my only interaction with a neighbor like 3 doors down was, I don't know, like the beginning of the spring, trying to fire up my lawnmower for the first time since last year, and it was not going to have it. It was not starting to do it. It's a ripcord one, and I'm yanking it. I mean, I must have like almost thrown my shoulder out trying to do it, and it would not start. So it was me throwing it over and cursing as loud as I can curse about 18 times. And this guy just comes over and goes, "You want to borrow my lawnmower?" The
You
guy
know
that
what?
I never talked to before. It's like the nicest thing. I'm like, I think it'll start, but if it doesn't, I'll come let you know.
That could not be any more of a cliche neighborhood interaction.
It was great though.
Then
What a
the
nice
lawnmower is not working, and my neighbor helped me.
Yeah.
That's so perfect.
He was so nice, and I'm over there. I'm like, I'm throwing my lawnmower. I literally threw it, and I'm screaming obscenities like an absolute madman.
I don't know if I'd offer my lawnmower if I would just like look and kind of grimace and think, man, stay away from
But
that
it's
guy.
it's the only interaction I've ever had with the man, and he's a nice guy.
He
and
probably did it
I
to
appreciate
save his
it.
own life, like preservation, thinking if this guy is losing it over a lawnmower, I better stay on his good side.
But I'm trying to figure out why though, because I like people. I like talking to people. I like hanging out. I mean, I'm not a hermit. I don't like to just sit in my house.
Wait,
and
you're
not
trying
do
to
anything.
figure out why what?
You don't know more neighbors.
Why I don't know more, and I think it's because none of us just hang out outside. You would have to actually like go and knock on somebody's door. Now that's the thing that we have with the neighbors that are right next to us is we see each other a lot. You're in passing. You're in the backyard. I'm cutting the lawn. Paul's cutting the lawn. I'm like, hey buddy, how you doing? And then we talk a little bit, and then that's how that worked. But you don't with the other neighbors. You don't really have that same little we're outdoors and
Yeah.
in each other's, you know.
People don't sit on the front porch.
Right.
like
We're not
they
sitting
used
on the
to.
stoop.
Well, I guess you would if you had a stoop.
But
I might.
I
I
have a
might.
porch,
I
though.
love. I like a good patio, like a good porch.
Yeah.
So if I had one, Amy and I,
Patios to me are backyard.
yeah, backyard,
Yeah.
of course. But
Hanging
you can
out.
still hang out in the backyard depending on your fence situation,
Yeah.
and you
And
could
that's
meet
how
your
we
neighbors.
see our other neighbors. 'Cause
Yeah, of
we're
course.
always usually it's a backyard type interaction to start things off.
So Amy and I, each of us are not as fortunate as you to be a homeowner.
Did I tell you guys that
So
house?
yes.
Yeah.
So one of these
now I'm
days,
paying off your college debt.
yeah. Now we're paying off his college debt.
I don't even have a house yet.
Nah, he got an
Jeez.
academic scholarship. Remember?
I'm
Oh, we
baseball,
still paid
right?
our debt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've paid
No,
my.
I didn't get a baseball
Have you
scholarship.
paid your debt to society though?
No.
Yeah,
You haven't done
ooh,
that
I
part.
got a
Still
long way to
digging the
go.
hole for that.
Yeah.
So when you live in an apartment building,
Mhm.
I don't feel like you usually want to know the people who live next to you, or at least maybe that's just me. Like I don't need to know my neighbors, and I only know one.
think
I
you
only know what
need to
one
know
looks like.
You need to know one in case, like, hey, can you make sure I didn't burn the building
Well,
down?
I only know this gentleman because he sings a lot. A lot.
Is he good?
He is horrific.
Is he on the
He is-
side, above, below?
He is to the side of me, to the
Mhm.
side of me. And it is so bad. You guys know that I like the band U2.
Yeah.
I love the band U2. He has ruined Beautiful Day for me.
No.
I can't hear. Oh,
I hope there's
Good
somebody.
Lord.
I hope there's somebody listening
I
going.
can't. Hey, that's me. He's talking about me. No, I hate it. Stop singing. Okay, if you are listening and you're my neighbor, stop singing because you are terrible. And those guitar lessons did not work. Stop.
So Raji's basically like, I don't know anybody.
And-
Yes,
and
I don't
Raj,
want to.
I
Amy?
feel like you've talked about this guy for a while. So this is a long
It's the same guy.
problem.
It's the same guy.
How about you?
Wow. So
You know your neighbors?
no. Now, with apartment buildings, sometimes there's a bit more turnover in general than in like houses. What?
Well, I just had a thought. I'm sorry. Not only before Amy, before you go.
Congratulations,
hold
you
on.
had a thought.
For once, not only do I not know my neighbors, but I try to get on the elevator before any of them do. Like if I'm waiting at the elevator and I hear somebody start to jiggle their door handle down the hall, I'm like, oh, come on, please, please, please.
You don't want to be.
Door
you don't
open.
Want to see them?
I don't want to be on the elevator with them and then have to meet
Okay.
them and go through the whole.
Oh
Oh,
my-
where are you
what is-
from?
why-
I just
why?
don't
Raj,
want to.
I'm not as well off as you, and so my
You don't have an
apartment-
elevator?
I don't have an elevator.
I'm sure things will pick up for you.
So anyway, I have to lug my stuff up and down the stairs.
Ugh, like a
And-
commoner.
Yeah, there is one neighbor who lives on the first floor, and he will not say hi to me. Like, and he's a smoker. Now we've talked about this for a couple of years now on the Charlie Brennan show, so I don't think he listens. But he will be outside in front of our building, and I will pull up, and he'll see my car and turn around and walk quickly in the other direction.
So he doesn't have to say hi.
Yeah. Okay, I've been
I get this
here
guy.
for over 3 years.
I
And
feel this guy,
we've-
man. That's great. I
Yeah,
love him.
Until like a month ago, we've never said hi. I will come, I run. And so I'll run and I'm jogging back to the apartment and he'll see me. He'll maybe be right in front of the building or on the other side of the street. And his face buried in his phone will turn the other way. So in order to say hi, I would have to like throw a rock at him or something, right?
Huh.
Hey. And finally, I was on the steps one time and he saw that I was on the steps through the door and then went down through the basement to go out the garage door.
Wow.
So he didn't have to walk by me.
Wow.
This guy is my spirit animal.
He must really listen.
Oh, I love it.
And so finally, last month, ladies and gentlemen, I tracked him. He was coming down the porch stairs and was halfway down the stairs, and I was coming up the stairs, and I said hi, and he said hi. There was no real eye contact made, but it was very friendly. Hi. And now I have not seen him since at all.
Do you know
Like,
his name?
No. Yes, I
Oh,
do.
you do? Okay.
The reason why I do is because I know his mail.
Oh,
The mail's
She
there.
goes through it.
Oh, the
Yeah.
mailbox. Yeah.
The mail, you know how they put packages in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
front area. So anyway, So now I haven't even seen him outside.
What you guys need
And some people said
to
maybe-
know your
yeah.
neighbors, you need dogs. Because when we lived in apartments when we were young, and we knew every one of our neighbors that had dogs because we had dogs. We knew the owners of Brody and Benny, and the other one I forgot his name, but we called him the Ottoman. because he's a really fat dog and he looked like an Ottoman.
Yeah.
He was really cute, though. I liked him. He's like a super sweet dog. But like we met all of our neighbors in the apartments when we were young because of dog things. So you go out walking your dogs. The dogs want to say hello. And then you end up talking to your neighbors.
Ron, that's how you could pick up a lady.
There you go.
You get a puppy. Walk that puppy around the park.
I'm good. I'm good, thanks.
Without a puppy?
I'm good, thanks.
So if you would like to share with us,
appreciate it,
how well you know your neighbors, how many of your neighbors you know, any of that, or how much that maybe has changed, if you'd like to. 314-436-7900. We got a few messages coming in already. 944-1120 is the number for the voicemail line. Big Blonde Dan chimed in on this a little bit ago, guys. Says, I quote unquote know each neighbor that borders my property because I got to watch those borders. So I'm semi-close with only one of them that's next doors. They give my kids gifts every now and then. We watch out for each other's houses during vacations, but we do not hang out with any of them, though.
Oh, territorial integrity. You got to keep
I feel
that.
like that's a common thing now. We're going to get some of your reactions to all this when we come back on the show.
For everything online, it's Odyssey.com. Download the Odyssey app and listen to KMOX for all the news, sports, talk, and podcasts that move you. Odyssey, that's AUDACY.
All right, say it with me because it's fun to say. Brew Pub, lots of matzo pizza. It is such a fun word. That's a fun set of words to say. And I'm telling you, this is what I'm having for dinner tonight. I'm having the Brew Pub, lots of matzo pizza, breakfast pizza for my dinner tonight. And I am looking for it. I had the breakfast pizza, maybe a month ago for the first time, and it's phenomenal. I love the Hawaiian. The bacon cheeseburgers, probably up there in my top 3. If I'm doing a Mount Rushmore, those 3 would be there, and probably the taco pizza would be the 4th one. But the thing to know about Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza is that this is better than your typical pizza in the frozen section at your grocery store. They have the best ingredients. They have the best and the most cheese. That's why it's called Lots of Matzo Pizza. Half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese on every single pizza. And what you're going to notice when you look at them in the freezer aisle and you compare their pizzas to some of the others that are hidden in cardboard boxes where you got a picture on the front that's supposed to tell you what it looks like, and it never looks like that. With the Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza, it's all clear wrapping. You do have the sticker on there that tells you what kind of pizza it is and that it's the Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza. But you can see the cheese all the way to the edges. You can see all the awesome toppings. They want to show off. That's what they're about. So when you're like me, you want to have a pizza around the house, whether it's for football season coming up or the baseball games on the weekend, go to your local grocery store and pick out your favorite version of the Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Paramount Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Brown. The physicians at Paramount Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Paramount Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now, 314-720-8081. 314-720-8081. That's 314-720-8081.
Charlie Brennan sees clearly thanks to Dr. Birdie and Malhotra. You can too. Go to youridoc.com today or call 314-966-5000.
I'm sure that you've felt the shift in the real estate market and have wondered how it will affect you. Is it time to buy or is it time to sell? What are your options? Hi, I'm Christina Straight with Straight Realty. Give us a call and we can discuss a strategy that works for your individual needs in this ever-changing market. Quality and experience at a more affordable rate. Why pay more than $4? 314-441-4444. 314-441-4444.
Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
The Fed rattled the market again this week as interest rates continue as the cost of goods and
services. The cost of goods and services. What does that even mean? And do you really pay attention but your next trip to the grocery store?
Yo, lady, you seen the price of grapes lately?
Tell me about it.
Costs go up and the power of your monthly income goes down. That's inflation. Steve All at the All Financial Group can help you build guaranteed income in retirement to keep pace with inflation. Call 636-230-8824 today for a complimentary portfolio review. Call 636-230-8824 or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
I'm skipping the grapes this week.
Me too.
The price of grapes might surprise you. Don't be surprised in retirement. Call 636-230-8824 today.
Investment advisory services offered through All Financial Group, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuity products offered through Stephen All, Missouri license 8039738.
Attention veterans. If you were stationed at Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987, you and your family may be victims of toxic water poisoning. You could be awarded financial compensation for your suffering. Cancers, birth defects, deadly illnesses have all been linked to the contaminated water. Congress is now holding the government accountable, but you must act now. Get your free case review. Call True Law at 877-560-8555, 877-560-8555, or visit sickvets.com. That's sickvets.com.
All the news and all that matters to you. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
All right, it's 11:20 on the show. Chris Ranji, Amy Mark scores, Kevin Wheeler with you here. We're continuing. We got a bunch of reaction on the text line, 314-436-7900. We're going to start going through those. If you want to try to slide in a voicemail between now and the end of the segment, go right ahead, 314-944-1120. So the question is simply, do you know your neighbors? And like, if you do, is it all of them? Like for me, I know a couple really well, and I know nobody else. And we've been there since 2007, so we've been there 15 years. So it's not like we had a text a minute ago from the 314 said, yep, 14 years and don't know any.
That's I love that streak.
That's hilarious.
I love that streak so much.
And it's just, I don't think it's wrong I don't think there's a right or wrong answer here. It's just interesting because I do remember when I was a kid, everybody in our neighborhood knew each other. Like the parents all knew each other. We sat outside on the front porch, our neighbors on each side would come over, and my mom, they'd have their little evening glass of wine or whatever, and it's not like we did a ton of things together, but everybody did know each other. And I know it's not that way now. I know it's not that way from my own experience.
I know it's neighborhood by neighborhood, community by community. I was just talking about my friends who live in Soulard, and they have a family. And I think if you're a young family in Soulard, you're going to know the other young families in Soulard. Maybe there aren't a ton of them.
Right.
They're there, but yeah, that's like a tight-knit community.
We got Driver Joe chiming in. He said, since I live in the Southampton neighborhood, it's hard to get to know the neighbors when they move out every 4 or 5 years. I've been there 23 years, along with my direct neighbor to my left, and I do know him pretty darn well.
Oh,
so again, I say Driver Joe and I are probably very similar in that regard. And I do think it's because we just don't do the whole, and I mean, we Americans, we don't do the whole just hanging out on the front porch thing anymore because, well, number one, you have air conditioning, so why would you want to do that when it's hot out?
So much better inside.
Yeah, and there's just more things to watch, more things to do.
But even if you see your neighbors, because we've always got things to do, you kind of make that I don't really want to make eye contact, or you just kind of nod, or hey.
I always do the whole hello
and
and wave and all
on.
that. I'm not like I don't like do the I don't want to see this person. I definitely want to. I will say hello to everybody.
I don't know, man.
Ranji's the more of the Gollum. He's like, ugh.
No, it's not that. It's just, what am I going to gain from these neighbors? What are they going to do for me?
You don't want to have
I got enough people.
about-
I have a capacity.
Just know one so that you can text that person and say, hey, is my apartment on fire? Hey, did I leave the door unlocked? Because if you're wondering, are these hypothetical questions? No.
they're
I have thought about that before.
I have seen a fire
I wonder
on the news.
Wonder if I'm going to come back to a burst pipe upstairs.
Yes, that's why you need a neighbor.
Yeah.
So I have heard stories on the news about a fire in a certain area. Then I would call Charlie and say, hey, where was that fire? And he goes, oh, it's north of Delmar or whatever in this area here. I'm like, oh, great. Okay, because I thought I burned down my apartment building.
Oh boy, not great.
I'm absent-minded.
Are you like leaving the
but I've
stove
never
on?
I've never done anything like that.
I think the most I've done is leave a light on, or one time I actually left my door unlocked.
Ooh.
And it locks automatically, but you can unlock it, right? And sometimes I'll do that when I take the garbage out, just so I don't have to bring my keys. And one time I left it open the entire weekend. Nothing happened. I was okay.
So you think?
Yeah.
Well, maybe somebody came in and laid down and then just made themselves comfortable.
Someone used your car.
Yeah.
That somebody did get in my car once.
What?
I don't know
Oh,
what
you told
happened.
this story, yeah.
But they left baby oil
Yeah.
in the passenger seat.
That's a
A little
creepy.
travel-sized bottle.
Well, maybe they had a baby.
Speaking of creepy, they probably
It
did.
was a baby.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a baby.
We got a
Speaking of
bunch
creepy,
good texts on this, by the way.
from a 314, my neighbor invites me to dinner every time I see him. Liver, fava beans, and a nice Chianti. I don't care for his liver, though.
No.
We got
That's gross.
Another one says we host a block party every year in September. It's been a really great way to get to know new neighbors and reconnect with old ones. We're having our 15th block party this September, and we're always so excited, and so are the neighbors.
Aw.
Should we show up?
Yes.
Where's your block party?
I love a good block party,
Let's
though.
go.
But the thing about a block party is when you're involved in it and you're an adult, you're expected to be part of the planning.
Yeah.
I would like to go to the block party. I don't want to help
I have
plan
a
it.
great idea. The show live from your block party. Like,
Well, you got to do
have-
it on a weekday. That's
you
the
have a
thing.
block party in the middle of the day, middays, 10 to 2.
Hey, we have to work Labor Day, right?
I'm out of town. I'm in
Should we go to should we do a remote for?
What are we working Labor Day for?
because it's you
I don't
labor
know.
on that day.
What is this?
I don't know.
We're
I think
supposed to
are,
be
though.
celebrating the fact that we're off.
Well,
you know,
somebody-
like that's the
somebody's
whole.
Somebody's got to talk.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk to somebody about
How about
this.
how about this
we need
one?
to talk about that and the London trip.
Well, he said yes.
He did
said,
say yes
"Why
to the
not?"
London trip.
How
That's
about this, Ranch? This one you might identify with.
Yeah.
Says, I've never been one to get to know any of my neighbors because they're always so weird and different from me. But I was informed recently that actually I'm the weird one.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, if all of your neighbors are weird, you're probably the weird
Yeah,
one.
that's the
If everyone's a jerk.
That's the beehole one. Yeah, like if you think everyone around you is a beehole, then you're probably the beehole.
See, I don't think that. I just think my one neighbor sucks at singing. That's it. I don't have a whole.
Yeah.
I don't have any strong feelings about the rest of them.
It's good. It's fun to have neighborly interactions.
Yes, the neighbors I know I really like.
Mm-hmm.
They're very fun. They're engaging people. I just don't know more than 2 of them.
We have a Phyllis on Facebook because you can watch the show
Mhm.
on Facebook Live. She says she knows at least 10 neighbors. They sit outside in the evening. She's even welcomed new neighbors. I'm sorry. I just don't
That's
have
so
the
nice.
I don't have the capacity for that. It's just too much. It's too much.
For Ranji,
I
any
love
human
I love
interaction
you.
is too
I
much.
love you. I want you to have a good life and everything be easy for you, but I don't want to meet you.
Hey,
Unbelievable.
coming up after the news, we may have restarted an old trend yesterday.
Oh, God, we brought something back.
We might have. We'll talk about it next.
He speaks his mind. If I am being critical of a player about something, if that player walks in the door right now, I will have no problem discussing what happened and why I was being critical.
Brings you insight into the game.
I think most of us can agree that if there's one thing that the Cardinals need, it's high level, top of the rotation starting pitching.
Welcomes big name guests.
We welcome Bob Costas.
He's the new host of the Meyer Jensen Sports Open Line.
My name is Matt Pauley.
Matt Pauley, non-Cardinal game nights at 6 on KMOX.
Hi, Mark Goldstein here for Edwards Carpet. Times are tough, we're making less, and you're still paying more. So if you need new flooring, now is the time. Take advantage of our Labor Day sale. Carpet starting at $349, completely installed with pad, including take-up of old carpet and furniture moving. For this sale, everything's on sale. You can take advantage of our 12-month 0% financing, and if that's not enough, you'll pay no tax. Don't miss out, because these days, if you wait, you'll simply pay more. See you soon at Edwards Carpet.
Come on down to Edwards Carpet Stores.
Tom Ackerman for Building Community with Busey Bank, a podcast series easily accessible at KMOX.com/community banking. August is National Black Business Month. Jeff Burgess, president of Busey Wealth Management, and Willie Mayberry, president of Regional Banking, share Busey's commitment to local minority-owned business through their involvement in Empower the Change. Listen to our August podcast, Building Community with Busey Bank, at KMOX.com/community banking.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Paramount Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Brown. The physicians at Paramount Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Paramount Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now, 314-720-8081. 314-720-8081. That's 314-720-8081.
At 11:30, it's sunny and 85 degrees downtown at the Arch. Justice Department officials who evaluated then-President Donald Trump's actions during the Russia investigation concluded that nothing he did, including firing the FBI director, rose to the level of obstruction of justice. They also concluded there was no precedent for a prosecution. The countdown is on to the maiden launch of NASA's huge moon rocket set for Monday. CBS is going behind the scenes inside Artemis Mission Control at NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston. Mark Strassman spoke with the lead flight director to talk about the historic mission and what's at stake.
We met LeBrode inside Artemis Mission Control at the Johnson Space Center. In nearly 4 decades with NASA, he's helped assemble the International Space Station and served as flight director for the Space Shuttle program.
Analysis has cleared us for 4 ohms burns.
But no one working on Artemis 1, not LeBrode, not anyone on his team, has ever worked on a moonshot.
FEMA says it's approved more than $33 million in flood relief. About 6,000 local households have qualified for federal help. The deadline to apply for assistance is October 7th. 3 FEMA locations currently open in the area. There's a crash on 44 East before Park Avenue. Downtown, 2 left lanes closed. A crash on 55 South before Union. The left lane is blocked. And a stall on 170 South before Delmar on the right shoulder. And the forecast from meteorologist Matt Benz, mostly sunny, a little bit more humid today with a high of 90. Thunderstorm and spots late evening tonight on with a low 71. Partly sunny, warm and humid tomorrow with a high near 90. It's sunny and 85 degrees downtown at the Arch. All the news you need for your day is on the free Odyssey app. Download it now. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Brought to you by Farm and Home Supply.
Don't miss No Tax Weekend at your local Farm and Home Supply store, taking place Saturday, August 27th and Sunday, August 28th. Pay no taxes on your entire purchase. Terms and conditions apply. See local store for details. Farm and Home Supply, outfitting your lifestyle.
Listen right here this weekend to Everyday Wealth with Soledad O'Brien and Gene Chatsky, presented by Edelman Financial Engines. Your hosts and their guests will explore how our financial decisions shape our everyday lives. For airtimes, visit everydaywealth.com.
Driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Hi, this is Steve Butts at the Crawford Butts Insurance Agency. This year marks our 60th anniversary serving our clients and friends, a tribute to our founder and my dad, Norbert Butts. As your local independent insurance agency, we've been proud to represent many fine carriers such as Safeco, Travelers, and Progressive. So please give us a call for all your insurance needs. 314-752-2500 or crawfordbutts.com.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
KMOX is Cardinals Radio.
It's the Cards and Cubs this afternoon. Ameren pregame show 12:25. First pitch 1:20. Hear the game on KMOX and streaming on KMOX.com.
It's 11:34 on the show. Chris Ranji, Amy Mark scores, Kevin Wheeler with you here. Cardinals baseball at 1:20 this afternoon, wrapping up that 5-game series at Wrigley Field. And we'll talk a little bit more about that coming up after the 12 o'clock news. So yesterday, we got into a conversation about corporal punishment in school. And it didn't start off with the intent of going that way. Ranj was just talking about MTG getting swatted in the modern sense. In the modern sense,
I think Ranj is going to have to explain to people what it means when you say that MTG got swatted.
We did that yesterday.
Well, let's do it again for the people who weren't listening. Marjorie
listeners.
Taylor Greene went to Twitter and said, after 1 a.m., I was swatted last night. So this was yesterday. She said it. And what swatting is it's a prank, but it's a really stupid prank.
It's
where
a crime.
People,
let's be honest.
Yeah, but people are doing it as a prank. They will call 911 and say, hey, go to this address. There's an active shooter situation or something like that. Then the SWAT team shows up to the address. There's nothing going on there, but the police are there with guns drawn and everything. So it's very, people can die, and people have died as a result of it. Really stupid.
Yes.
So somebody must have done it to her. We were talking about the story of swatting, and Kevin said, well, you better explain what swatting is, because there are two different kinds.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. There's the swatting like when I was in school. And when I was in grade school, you used to be able to, the teachers could paddle you. They could take you out in the hallway if you were acting up. They had a paddle, and they could swat you on the butt.
And that was a public school, right?
A boat oar.
It was a public school.
Yeah.
At Niedring House Elementary. And I know it happened all over Granite City, but that was a thing. And I did have one teacher who up on the wall had a huge boat oar that she said, don't act up, we'll get the oar out.
Yeah.
And no, she never really had to use it. We were joking about this yesterday, and Amy was like, what?
Yeah.
They did
Horrifying.
this?
Oh,
Like,
yeah. We
and-
had that in my high school. We didn't have it in the grade school, but we had it in high school.
I had heard of, the famous stories about the nuns with the rulers.
Right.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that you had a boat oar at a public school.
Yeah, we had the priest with a hockey stick as opposed to the nun with a ruler.
Oh my gosh.
So
The
then,
priest- and then we had one texter. They had the quote Board of Education.
Yes,
oh yes,
yes.
the board of it. Oh my God, which is actually really clever.
So
I wake up today and I'm looking at the Washington Post, and here's a story from the Post. A school district in Southwest Missouri is bringing back a measure it last resorted to over 2 decades ago to address disciplinary problems, spanking students. Classes started Monday for the 1,900 students in Cassville, which is a school district an hour west of Branson and about 15 miles from the Arkansas border. And apparently parents want this.
well, they have to sign off.
They have to sign off.
Like
but there are
if you
parents who
sign
are
off the
wondering.
sheet and say, I don't want my kid to get spanked. Well, then they're not going to get spanked.
This is unbelievable. I'm pretty traditional. I think you should respect authority. I think there's not enough respect for authority. I would never let someone else spank my child.
I just can't believe. Yes, I can't believe people would want somebody else to do that for them. Like if that's a thing you do at home, I mean, you could debate whether or not that kind of discipline works. I don't know if it does. For some people, it might. For others, it won't.
Yeah.
But I can't understand allowing a person who's not your family to do that.
Right. So, like, let's say you do believe in spanking. Even that, I would say maybe have the teacher tell you if the child acted up and said, hey.
And then you're the enforcer.
And then you're the enforcer. But I can't imagine someone else doing it.
In Cassville, and this is from the story, staff members will employ, quote, reasonable physical force without a chance of bodily injury or harm. So the younger students could get 1 to 2 swats. The older ones could get 3.
So we're talking grade school, I assume?
Yeah.
So, and like, did it specify the age of the older grades or no?
No.
Because like,
not that
I'm
I can
tell
see.
you right now that if there will be kids that if you're talking about a 12-year-old boy and you smack him, he's going to smack you back.
Well, and not only that, but I would
Not all of them, but there will be that
Well,
kid.
you get a paddle.
Right.
The teacher gets to use a paddle here.
And I am very sensitive to girls and boys, and like a male teacher spanking a 12-year-old girl would really, like, I am.
Maybe
no.
they have a policy like that, like you have, when you'll have a female police officer on the scene if somebody needs to be patted down,
or a 6-year-old girl. Any, I just like a male teacher spanking anybody. I do not like, or a female teacher, but just, you know what I mean? The dynamic of a male
I
teacher
understand
and a girl student just sounds awful.
It's all very weird.
It's all very weird.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you are, spanking, which I mean is not that uncommon, the parents is one thing.
And by the way, I do want to, and this is just a small thing here, but the outlet that originally broke the story was the Springfield News Leader, which is the paper down near Springfield, Missouri. And then the Washington Post picked up on it. And because it doesn't happen around the country, but there are apparently, and I did not know this, I thought it was just kind of over, but there are several states in the country that do allow this. Most of them are southern states or like Colorado, Arizona. They still have the ability to paddle students. I don't know if they actually do, but I guess it is legal in many states around the country.
Assuming there's parental permission.
Yeah, I
I can't imagine you can do that anywhere without a parent's permission.
A national
shocked.
report.
I would be shocked.
A national report, and this is from the Springfield News Leader, showed Missouri was one of 19 states that permit corporal punishment. That's a lot. That's like more than I figured it was going to be.
Yeah. Honestly, I am a little surprised that it's still, again, it's the trust factor. I knew some of my daughter's teachers. I didn't know any of them well enough to trust them with that duty.
Yeah.
And I never spanked my kid once. Never needed to. Wasn't a thing. I got spanked when I was a kid occasionally. My brother got it more than me because he had a worse temper than me, believe it or not. And it's not something that I think is that you should be morally opposed to all across the board. Everybody's got their own standard as long as it's being done in a way of applying discipline and being done calmly and not being done in anger.
No, right.
Then
right.
Then I'm not going to I'm not going to get. But how do I know that the teachers at that school
is not getting emotional?
Is not going to be just angry,
right?
As opposed to under control and saying, "Listen, you've done this. This is what you get," and you don't go overboard with the amount of force you use.
Is this something that you guys ever had at home? So like you guys were spanked at home or no?
Occasionally.
Yeah, very rarely,
Pretty
but it did happen.
Did you ever have the soap, like because you said something bad?
No,
that was just a smack to the face.
No, that was in the 50s.
I never got smacked. I got smacked in the face once by my parents. It was my mom, and I was 16, and I deserved it.
My mom used
I said something really smart assy.
I used to get chased around the with a yardstick, and I would laugh while she was doing it.
At what age?
I'm sorry, I can't take you seriously. I love you, Mom, but no.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not afraid of what is about to happen here.
Yeah, it's hard. Like my parents, I guess, was like, well, I guess we'll spank. I don't know if I was spanked once in my life, maybe.
Yeah.
But my dad would never ever spank any of us because, again, I think he's just like, I could never do it. If you're going to do it, it has to be your mom.
Oh,
I
really?
don't want to be the dad, right, doing it. I think because too we were girls. So I think he was like, I don't want to do that. So my mom's like, well, I don't know. And then she's like, and she didn't want to, she was so afraid of like it hurting us that my brother would just like laugh because it kind of like you were laughing and it would tickle. So she's like, okay, this isn't going to work because I can't do it. And my brother would just laugh and laugh. And so then she thought, well, maybe the soap. But then she goes, I don't want to put soap in their mouth. So she goes, what about vinegar? And so she used apple cider vinegar and said, okay, you said something, you could put vinegar. Well, my brother loved it.
Yeah.
He loved it because people take apple cider vinegar. And finally, she's like, this is not working.
Look,
this is working.
The fear is the deterrent. If there's no fear,
I will
then
tell
it
you,
doesn't do anything.
If you like the apple cider vinegar,
Yes.
it's not going to stop
It's good for you.
A lot of it depends on the age too. Like by the time you're like 11 or 12, the idea of getting a handful of swats is not that big a deal. What I cared more about then was not having stuff taken from me. I didn't want to have like my freedom to go outside. I didn't want to be grounded.
There you go.
I didn't want to lose my video game system. Those things meant more to me than the fear of getting a SWAT or 10. I wouldn't have cared, and I think that with my kid, that's how I applied it.
Yeah.
We didn't do the physical thing. We just took stuff away. And if you wanted to misbehave, fine. Guess what? Your phone is mine for the next 4 weeks or whatever. And that was more than enough incentive to get her in line.
Yeah. And like I said, we were good kids. Like I said, I think I guess I was spanked once when I was younger, but even then, like I said, it was nothing. And I think my parents were like learning, okay, well, this is not the type of discipline. We're not going to go this route. So then it would be maybe a timeout. and we'd go in our rooms, and my sister and I had a coded language. We'd knock on the wall as if we were in prison or something, and we'd have a coded language. And I don't know. I think, like I said, the good news is I think we were pretty good kids, but my brother he was such an optimist that it was almost impossible to discipline him. My mom would say, okay, well, you're not going to get dessert. And he would go, okay, that's okay. I didn't really want dessert anyway.
Wow. He's just throwing it right in her face.
But not in a snotty way. He just truly he was such a good kid. He was like, okay, that's okay.
You ever heard the term swift kick in the ass?
Yeah, my grandpa used to say it all the time.
Did you ever get one?
From him, no.
In general, like ever?
No.
I got a few of those.
No.
Oh, really?
Like, so this is when I was older. So like when I get into my teenage years, there were times where I was being a jerk.
Yeah.
And I will admit that the handful of times that swift kick in the ass happened, I deserved every one of them. But that was my dad, like football style, like winding up from behind.
Oh.
Big old kick right in the ass. And I remember one of them lifted me off the ground.
No. Are you serious?
And not one of them hurt ever. Not one of them.
Meanwhile,
But I started laughing and he got so mad, and that got me in more trouble.
Yes,
the laughing got me in more trouble, and that got me grounded.
Yeah.
This is why the punishment doesn't even work.
I know. Well,
it's not a
at certain
deterrent.
age, yeah.
That's why my parents then moved to the Court of Appeals. So my brother, he would literally take out his pacifier and be like, could I appeal? And he would have an appeal.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Your brother was young enough that he had a pacifier.
Yes.
And would ask
He would say
for an appeal.
Because we go, what do you want? He goes, appeal. And we didn't realize that he had picked it up from us because he was probably like 3 or something. And he didn't realize he picked it up from us. So we're like, you want a pear? You want a peach? And he was getting so frustrated. He's like, appeal. And then we realized he had picked up from the older kids that he wanted an appeal.
There you go.
Oh my God.
It's a homeschool family for you.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was thinking.
You have a Court of Appeals and the toddler.
Well, I don't know. Let me ask the judge first.
Yeah.
Kevin's like, I
I mean, are you
I
kidding
have questions, but I don't have time for them.
Amy's brother's like pulling the pacifier, like, excuse me, I would like to appeal this, judge.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mom, text in and please confirm.
He's like,
I don't believe that she has the evidence.
Hello, good sir.
Can I have an appeal? A what?
Good
Did he ask
Lord.
for an attorney too? I want my
I'm
lawyer.
pretty sure we volunteered.
I have the right to an attorney, Mom.
When you need a plumber, you need a plumber now. Beast Plumbing is your plumber, whether it's commercial or residential. They do it all, whether it's stopped up toilet services, sewer repairs, sewer lateral camera inspections, sewer and drain cleaning services, faucet repair services, water pressure services, leak detection. You don't like the flavor of your water? Definitely call Beast Plumbing for water treatment systems. They have water softeners, water filters, reverse osmosis systems, and they've got a special for the month of August. $75 off a toilet install. How about that for a deal? So if you need a new toilet, well, call Beast Plumbing for $75 off toilet install in the month of August. They have hired a couple of people for their office. They're still looking for 1 to 2. So if you are experienced in office bookkeeping, call Beast Plumbing or get a hold of them through their website. And they're also and always looking for a couple of experienced plumbers in the field. Put this contact in your phone because you'll never know when you need a plumber. 314-698-1154. Online at beastplumbing.com. That's BEIS plumbing.com. Tell them Bo sent you.
Well, just the other day, I was at the Ophthalmology Associates. I needed some new contacts. It was time for me to go in for my regular eye exam. I saw Dr. Birdie. We talked about any issues I may be having with my eyes. I noticed that with staring at screens a lot, I've been having those dry eye symptoms. So we talked about some eye drops, maybe some things that I could do just to make my eyes not feel so dry, not feel so scratchy. And man, those screens cause a lot of problems. If you're feeling that you might have symptoms of dry eyes, it might be something as simple as computer time, or it could be allergies or something more than that. Give the Ophthalmology Associates a call at 314-966-5000. There's a reason they call them the doctors. They've treated more than 250 doctors. That's more than any other practice. And of course, you know them as Dr. Birdie, Dr. Malhotra, Dr. Brusati, and Dr. Royer. They can help you out. They are the doctors. They're located on Manchester Road, and you can give them a call at 314-966-5000, 314-966-5000, or youridoc.com.
If you own a house in St. Louis and you want to sell it as is, without any inspections or the need to make any repairs, call Chris Buys Home St. Louis at 314-328-8000 or at chrisbuysHomesSt.Louis.com and get your cash offer without any obligations, commissions, banks, or headaches. Chris buys vacant houses, inherited houses, fixer-uppers, beautiful houses, even the tenant won't pay the rent apartment. Google Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis. That's Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis, and check out the best reviews from satisfied customers. When you sell to Chris, you decide when you want to move according to your schedule and your terms. Go to chrisbuyshomesinstlouis.com. Google Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis or call 314-328-8000. That's 314-328-8000. Call Chris and get the offer you've been waiting for. Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis.com. That's Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis.com or call 314-328-8000.
September 2nd through the 4th, it's Midwest Wing Fest in Fairview Heights, Illinois. An epic food and music festival benefiting combat wounded and fallen soldiers. All kinds of food, from delicious wings to barbecue. Plenty of drinks, awesome live music, and a massive kids area. Entry $5 for patrons 12 and over. Upgrade your experience with VIP tickets on sale now. That include unlimited chicken wings from Dandy Inn and beer from Chicks Fritz Distributing. VIP tickets and more at KingdomOX.com/events.
Hey guys, Glover here for Zero Res. If you haven't tried out Zero Res or it's been months since your last deep clean, now's the time to do it. Get Zero Resified from St. Louis's best carpet cleaner for 20% off all cleaning services. 314-474-2020 or ZeroResSTL.com.
Why are some people afraid to enjoy their retirement? And why are some people so worried about spending money during their golden years? Maybe it's because they're afraid of running out of money. Maybe they're afraid of depleting their nest egg, either through spending too much or through investment strategies that could result in losses. Hi, my name is Ken Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. Do you have a fear of depleting your savings and running out of money too soon? Let me help put your mind at ease. I can help you create an optimal retirement income distribution strategy that helps to maximize income from your retirement savings and eliminate your fear of running out of money. Call 314-328-4400 today and schedule your complimentary retirement roadmap review with our team. That's 314-328-4400. Again, 314-328-4400.
Heisey Advisory Group provides insurance services. Investment advisory services offered through AE Wealth Management, LLC. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Hey friends, Mott's Matt for Brewpub Lots and Lots of Pizza. Things are about to get crazy as kids go back to school this week. First day outfit, first day back to school morning picture, plus actually getting the kids out the door on time. You got plenty of things on your mind this week. So let what's for dinner not be one of them. Just grab a Brewpub Lots and Lots of Pizza from your grocer's frozen department. Loaded with delicious toppings, then bombarded with award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Brewpub pizzas are guaranteed A+. Easy, convenient, and quick. Make a Brewpub pizza dinner tonight.
Transform your home into the most beautiful home in your neighborhood with Banner Construction, St. Louis's premier James Hardy and Pella window expert. Add curb appeal and value to your home by calling Banner Construction 314-569-1050.
Save on fall clothing items with Farm & Home Supply's digital clothing ad. Live now through August 29. Choose from items like short sleeve and long sleeve tees, hoodies, hats, and even footwear. Plus, we sell the area's largest selection of jeans from brands like Ariat, Wrangler, Dickies, Levi's, and much more. View the ad right now at farmandhomesupply.com.
Hi, I'm Mandy Moore. Stand Up to Cancer is closer than ever before to achieving its mission to make every cancer patient into a long-term survivor. To learn more and get Advantage miles, go to standuptocancer.org/American Earth.
Mission St. Louis is celebrating 15 years of empowering individuals to break the cycle of poverty. To learn more on how you can make a difference, go to missionstl.org/KMOX.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than four? 314-441-4444.
You know that new sound you're looking for? Well, listen to this.
The show on KMOX.
Coming up on 11:54 on the show, Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scores, Kevin Wheeler with you here. Cardinals baseball 1:20 this afternoon. Pregame starts at 12:25 with our buddy Matt Pauley. And, of course, Cardinals and the Cubs wrapping up the 5-game series at Wrigley. And, by the way, we'll talk more about this in a few minutes after the news. But last game at Wrigley Field for Albert and Yachty today. Tom was talking about that this morning. I thought that was interesting.
Do you think the crowd will have a decent acknowledgement of that?
If they're sober.
There'll be a lot of Cardinals fans there.
No,
though,
there will
my
be.
guess would
Yeah, there usually are.
Yeah.
I guess it's close to half. And it really depends on how good the teams are. You know, if they're both good, then you get a pretty.
You get it.
It's an even split. I guess it's even split anyway.
But I mean,
for the
across
most
the
part.
board, the opposing team's fans have acknowledged
Yes.
pool holes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So we'll talk a little more baseball after the news. This is baseball related, but not really. But we didn't have time in trending to throw this in there, but I wanted to throw it out there. There's some new stuff on Jeff Luhnow, former Cardinals executive, Astros general manager during the whole trash can scandal.
Yeah.
And they're banging trash cans. And he's always said he had nothing to do with it. He knew nothing about it, right? I mean, that was his stance all along. Well, there's a new story in the Houston Chronicle today that notes that investigators have found that he deleted emails and he deleted part of his call log on his cell phone. He had previously said that the only thing he deleted off his phones when he turned it into the investigators were pictures of his wife. And they found though that, I know, that's a whole different thing. But they found now that that call logs and emails were also missing.
So you work for the Secret Service?
I don't know. I know that.
Well,
Okay, question. Don't you guys delete emails anyway so that your inbox isn't filled up?
Yeah.
I
but
have a hard time keeping up deleting all the emails.
It would be suspect, though, if he was only deleting around the time of the investigation.
Right. That's the question.
If it's like a pattern for him where he's always doing it, or he
Like
legitimately
every
got a new
day.
phone or something.
Every day I'm trying to delete emails. Every day.
I try to as well because
But not on this account.
what
where
the
I have
story
10,000
says is that
subscribers.
once he was told they were doing this, that's when the files were deleted.
Gotcha.
oh yeah, well
Okay,
that's
now-
suspect.
And call logs, we're talking about just on your phone when you go to your calls, right?
Yeah.
Mine only goes back a month.
Mine goes back really far. Like I was still scrolling at May,
Yeah.
and I could keep going. I think it's whatever your phone is set to, but I'm assuming the data is stored somewhere on your phone, even if it's not prominent, like when you go to the call log.
And obviously it would match up too with the phone company records eventually if they could subpoena them and look at
Really
those.
suspect of Jeff Luhnow, though.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
Hey, it's Debbie Monterey with a question facing homeowners. Would you sell your current home if you found your dream home? Well, of course you would. And that's why you need to call Gloria Liu with your home sold guaranteed realty. Gloria has a program that eliminates the worry of selling your current home and having to find your next home with inventory being so low. Gloria is expert at finding listed and unlisted homes that match your specific criteria. Let Gloria know exactly what you're looking for, and she'll find your dream home in the neighborhood of your choice. Once Gloria finds a homeowner who may consider a sale but hasn't put it on the market yet, Gloria will inspect that home, set up a private no obligation showing, and negotiate on your behalf at no charge if you want to make an offer. If your offer is accepted, Gloria Liu will also help you sell your existing home. Learn more by calling Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or online at gloriahasthebuyers.com. That's gloriahasthebuyers.com.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR St. Louis.
The legendary voice of St. Louis, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
This is Corey from Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling, here to tell you about an organization that is near and dear to our company and one we've been proud to sponsor, Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Greater St. Louis Honor Flight flies World War II, Korea, and Vietnam War veterans to Washington, D.C. for free to see their memorials. Greater St. Louis Honor Flight is looking for you. If you know of a veteran, please sign them up for their honor flight. Or if you'd like to lend your support, visit gslhonorflight.org. And for all things heating and cooling, visit aircomfortservice.com. That's aircomfortservice.com.
The Biz Dash is St. Louis's healthiest happy hour. Combining fitness and fun, it's a perfect team bonding activity for any size business. All levels of runners and walkers are welcome. St. Louis City SC's all-new Centene Stadium is the site of this year's Biz Dash, and participants will get a chance to see it up close. With music, food, drinks, and more, the Biz Dash is the ultimate office party. Thursday, September 22nd at Centene Stadium in downtown St. Louis. Create your company team today at stlbizdash.com.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 12 noon, it's sunny and 86 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun. Our top story this hour. Kobe Bryant's widow was awarded $16 million as part of a $31 million jury verdict against Los Angeles County for deputies and firefighters sharing grisly photos of the NBA star, his 13-year-old daughter, and other victims killed in a 2020 helicopter crash. CBS's Carter Evans at the courthouse in Los Angeles.
It didn't take too long for this jury to come back. They deliberated for only 4 hours before reaching a verdict. The LA County Sheriff's Office and Fire Department are going to have to split responsibility for the payout since the jury found both infringed on Bryant's constitutional rights.
A Florida judge's deadline for the Justice Department to submit a redacted version of the affidavit used as the basis for the search of former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home is here. CBS News correspondent Robert Costa is in West Palm Beach.
We're in a wait-and-see moment right now outside of the federal courthouse in West Palm Beach, Florida. It's going to be very interesting to see what the judge here, Bruce Reinhart, ends up deciding. Does he decide, should the government propose many redactions to release a document that perhaps doesn't signal much about the underlying evidence that led to the FBI search?
A Missouri school system is bringing back old school discipline.
The Cassville School District in far southwestern Missouri is bringing back corporal punishment, the paddling of students at the urging of parents. Superintendent Merrill Johnson.
Corporal punishment will be used only when other means of discipline have failed, and then only in reasonable form when the principal approves it.
Miranda Waldrop, who has 3 kids in the school system, disagrees with many fellow parents.
For them, it's like going back to the good old days, but it's not, because it's going to do more harm than good.
Parents who want their children paddled will have to opt into the discipline policy. Jim Crisilda, CBS News.
KMOX Sports. Stay tuned for Cardinals baseball.
It's an important start today at Wrigley Field for Cardinals pitcher Dakota Hudson.
Yeah, I agree, Tom. I mean, Dakota has struggled here recently, and it's the walks, it's the pace of play, and he just doesn't go long in ball games. And, we've seen some guys that have really stepped up. We saw Jay Woodford the other night. He turned in a really nice performance. And, Jack Flaherty is not far away, we think. And Steven Matz had a good bullpen yesterday. So the competition for a spot in the rotation is about to be stepped up a bit. So we'll see how he fares today.
Cardinals broadcasters Mike Claiborne, John Rooney, and Ricky Horton have the broadcast. First pitch at 1:20. I'm Tom Ackerman, KMOX Sports.
The final truss is being installed on an historic bridge over the Mississippi. The Merchants Bridge has been one of the nation's primary east-west rail corridors for 133 years. The addition of a truss will double the load capacity on the bridge, moving freight faster and more cost-effectively by allowing traffic on the east and westbound tracks at the same time. The Merchants Bridge also serves Amtrak on the St. Louis to Chicago route. The First Mid Bank and Trust Business Desk. New reports give us a snapshot of economic growth in the second quarter.
First, the Commerce Department says gross domestic income adjusted for inflation rose 0.3% in the second quarter, down from 0.5% in the first quarter. Still, continued growth is an encouraging sign for the economy. So what does this mean for average Americans? Well, if we look at dollar stores, for example, Dollar Tree has reported a 6.7% increase in sales. Dollar General reports an increase of 9%. But when it comes to higher ticket items, exercise bike company Peloton reports a second quarter loss of 28%. Linda Kenyon, CBS News.
The Dow from Stifel's up 32 points to 33,001. And there's a crash on 367 South past Dunn. The center lane is closed. A crash on 55 South before Merrimack Bottom Road. The 3 left lanes are closed. Stall 70 West to 270 on the right shoulder. 70 West past St. Charles Rock Road on the right shoulder.
Now, your KMOX game day forecast.
Which is sponsored by Ream. The new degree of comfort. Call your local Ream dealer today. Cards at Wrigley Field at 120 Central. Some thunderstorms possible. 82 degrees at the time locally.
Hot and more humid for this afternoon with mostly sunny skies, high near 90 degrees. Then for tonight, watch for a thunderstorm in spots late evening on, low 71. Tomorrow, warm and humid once again with a high near 90. For AccuWeather, Matt Benz on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
We've got sun, 86 in Florissant, St. Peter's, and downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
As we cheer on our boys in red while they get hot, we want to make sure you stay cool. Don't forget to turn to our other winning team in air conditioning, Rheem. Find a pro at Rheem.com now and schedule your seasonal service today to make sure your AC equipment is working at its best in this hot summer heat. Rheem dealers are the true St. Louis cooling experts, selling Forbes-rated #1 equipment for your homes. Rheem delivers comfort and a peace of mind every day. Call a Rheem Pro partner today. That's Rheem, RHEEM.com. Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
Hi, Mark Goldstein here for Edwards Carpet. Times are tough, we're making less, and you're still paying more. So if you need new flooring, now is the time. Take advantage of our Labor Day sale. Carpet starting at $349, completely installed with pad, including take-up of old carpet and furniture moving. For this sale, everything's on sale. You can take advantage of our 12-month 0% financing, and if that's not enough, you'll pay no tax. Don't miss out, because these days, if you wait, you'll simply pay more. See you soon at Edwards Carpet.
Come on down to Edwards Carpet Stores.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444.
.06 on the show. Baseball coming your way in a few minutes. 12:25 for the pregame show with Matt Pauley. And then, of course, the game's coming up at 1:20. Dakota Hudson starting for the Cardinals. Marcus Stroman getting the start for the Cubs today.
Got some Cardinals stuff we wanted. The schedule's out.
Yeah.
But guess what?
I also have one highlight that we want to play.
Okay. Guess what's tomorrow?
What's tomorrow?
Amy, Kevin, guess.
I know.
Friday.
It's Friday.
But a specific kind.
It's the last Friday in August.
No, COVID boy doesn't.
Oh, he's got
here.
COVID fog brain.
It's Friday the 26th.
It is. It will be.
Uh-huh.
Draft Friday.
Draft Friday.
It is Draft Friday. We are starting tomorrow.
And also,
Yep. Oh, it's Fun Police Friday.
Fun Police Friday.
So it's Amy Friday.
It's Amy Friday.
Okay,
Yes.
You know what? I try to have fun. I try to be a good team player. And then as soon as that little red light goes on.
I know what Kevin's going to be during
There's-
Fun Police Friday.
The Fun Police?
No, Kevin is going to be the you're allowed representation if you've committed a crime. Like if you cannot find an attorney, one will be appointed for you.
Yeah. I'll be the
so
devil's
you're going to be
Public defender?
I'll be the devil's advocate.
Yes, public defender, that one. But here's what's going to happen tomorrow and every Friday. We want people to tell us what their weekend plans are. And in the Fun Police, which is this show,
Which is you two guys.
which is us,
Yeah.
Don't want to meet your neighbors.
don't want to meet our neighbors, don't want to
cross-
have to
Look at-
talk
see,
to
he's
anybody.
already
Don't want to cross a
poo-pooing.
river.
Oh, 2 rivers. I can cross 1 river. I
Wait,
can't
no.
do 2.
Toll roads.
Toll roads.
A toll road will break a friendship.
I got the
You guys are
iPass.
already
I'm good.
doing it.
I got the iPass.
No wonder I have to be the advocate for our listeners.
So here's
what
what'll
a little
happen.
Martyr you are, Kevin Wheeler. Let's call him Saint Kevin.
Ideally, we want you to call us at 314-436-7900 with your weekend plans. And
Not
then
today, though.
Not today. This is tomorrow.
It's
Fun Police Friday.
Friday.
And then we're going to determine whether or not it's okay for you to do what your plans are.
Yes.
You guys
So
will
we'll tell
literally
you if you-
crap on everything.
We've
That's
already
not true.
We've already taken part of Fun Police Friday. Last week, a texter asked us if it was okay for him to go golfing.
And we said, okay. But where we made the mistake was
We didn't.
we
follow
didn't
up.
ask. We needed follow up. So what, we'll ask questions.
Are you married?
Are you married? What were you supposed to do the following day? Who are you going golfing with? Like all these questions.
Yeah.
So then we're going to determine if it's okay for
So
you to
guys
have
are
fun.
Inquisitors.
Yes, we're police. We've pulled you over on the way to
But
fun.
it's not like nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition because you expect this.
Yeah.
You call in for
You know,
our expertise.
There's always a possibility of getting pulled over by the fun police. So we're going to let you know. And I can't wait for the drafts. The drafts went really well during 80s week, and we're going to carry it every Friday.
What are
We're
we
going to keep
drafting
going.
tomorrow? Do
We haven't
decide
decided yet.
Okay, we'll decide that tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
It's going to be awesome, though.
Nice.
I know that.
I'm looking forward to both.
Schedule's out.
What?
Yeah.
The new baseball schedule, the
next year's
2023
schedule.
Cardinals baseball schedule, Kevin.
Oh,
and I said this to you guys earlier. I don't I know it's a big deal in sports when the schedule, like the NFL schedule, people make a big deal about it, and it's programming for an entire
Ugh.
day on sports radio. I don't really care.
Hard pass.
And I don't really care, certainly, about baseball schedules because the baseball schedule is so long.
Yeah.
But next year is going to be so different. There's going to be a lot of new things during the Cardinals season and the entire Major League Baseball season.
Expound.
Well, first of all, and most importantly,
Expound, I say.
Expound, good man.
sounds like your brother with a pacifier.
Pew and my
I
mom.
need a
That was
lawyer.
confirmed by my
that
mom.
your brother took out his pacifier and said,
He
I
had
would like to
just-
appeal
He had just
my
turned
grounding.
3. He had just turned 3, and he took out a pacifier, and he said, "Can you appeal?" Anyway,
So, starting next year, the Cardinals are going to play every team in baseball.
Yes. Well, not just the Cardinals. Everybody.
Every team is going to play every team.
Yeah.
But for our purposes here, because nobody cares about anybody else, but the Cardinals are going to open their season at home for the
Yes.
first time in a while, and they'll be playing against the Toronto Blue Jays.
Nice.
That's how they open the
Opening
season.
at Busch Stadium. too.
At Busch Stadium.
Yeah.
It's a home opener on opening day, and they're going to play every single American League team for the first time.
That's cool.
super exciting. I did not go see the Cardinals Yankees at Busch Stadium this year, so I will 100% be at that series. You'll
Are
get.
the Yankees coming here again?
I thought they were.
Oh, I don't know that
You're
part.
going to play every team, but you may not play
yes,
them
they are
all.
coming
That's right.
Here.
Okay,
They're
cool,
coming
cool.
here. Yep. At the end of June, and you'll get more bang for your buck on opening day because you'll get to hear 2 national anthems.
Oh my God.
The Canadian national
I
anthem is pretty
love,
good.
Yeah.
I love "Oh Canada."
Yeah, I do
It
too.
sounds so good.
I grew up watching Hockey Night in Canada on CBC, and I knew the lyrics to that as a kid, just like I
Yep.
knew our national anthem.
It's
great.
It's well, the thing about it, "Oh Canada," is it is so much
Easier,
easier to sing.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't
It
have
is.
the
No,
high.
it is. It's an easier song for sure.
Yeah, it's like it just sounds better.
I also
in
say
a way.
this, like the Whitney Houston national anthem before the Super Bowl is probably one of the all-time greats, probably one of the 2 or 3 best I've ever heard. The best one I've ever heard out of "Oh Canada" was in Vancouver for Blues Canucks Game 3
Oh.
of that series. Or wait, sorry, no, Game 1. Game 1 of that series, they had this dude that's an opera singer that always does it. It was electric. Like every person in the building was singing along, and this dude was killing it.
Were you wait? You said it was where? Not
In
Edmonton.
Vancouver.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Edmonton, that guy who used to do it, I don't know if he passed away, but he would sing the first line
And then
and then
stop.
put the microphone up and
Yeah.
oh God.
Yeah.
That was
Okay,
great.
tell me this. Blues fans, how many times have you gone to a Blues game and they play "Oh Canada" and you cross your heart and you're like halfway through the song before you realize you're not Canadian?
It's okay. You can honor that. By the way, another one of the best, Charles Glenn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he
Phenomenal.
stopped doing it a
Yeah,
couple of years
yeah,
ago,
but I mean,
right?
still, when he
Yeah.
does, it's amazing.
Yeah, he was good. Very, very
Absolutely.
good.
I always
So-
cross my heart for the song and then think, oh, well,
Yeah.
not Canadian.
And you'll get to see Vlad Guerrero Jr., which will be very cool when the Blue Jays come to St. Louis because he's one of the best young players in the game.
And I think all
Mike
of our,
Trout. Wait,
Mike Trout, is
do
he
we
coming
know?
here?
I don't know.
I didn't look.
I don't know if the Angels
All
are
right.
coming.
So,
No, but everybody needs to know that the show will be headed to London.
well, we're assuming a lot there. We're
Yeah.
making every effort.
Steve said,
Here's what we do. If we mention it enough, it will be uncomfortable for him not to let us go.
yeah, he'll have to.
Listen, this is not like teenagers pushing your parents. You know, like your
Kind of is.
I mean, it kind of is, but here's what it being the parent. Here's what our parents are going to tell us here at the station. You can have, like, for example, this is part of what I was told when I wanted to have a car. You can have a car when you can afford to make some of the payment.
Okay. Kevin, whose side are you on?
Hey, listen, I'm just telling you what you're going to hear. I'm on your side. We are the siblings, and we are like, no, we want to go. And Dad is eventually going to say, okay, how are we paying for it?
No, we're going to London.
Yeah.
Cool.
We are going to London. I can't wait.
Oh,
This
it's
is going to be
gonna
so great.
It's gonna be so good.
Can we meet the royal family if
Yes.
we go?
Well, we're going to go with Meghan and Harry.
They don't want to meet the royal family. They hate them.
Yeah, they do, but they could be great tour guides.
Wouldn't that be great if they were our tour guides?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, it would be
Maybe
pretty great.
Camilla Parker Bowles would be a good tour guide.
I never understood that. I watched The Crown. I watched all of The Crown.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a great show.
Guys, listen to this. This is gonna be us.
Yeah, I know.
We
You know,
should broadcast live right outside Buckingham Palace.
We need to do the thing where we try to make those guards laugh.
No, we shouldn't do
No,
that.
Kevin, come on, be respectful.
Make way for the Queen's Guard. They will knock you on your ass if you go
Yeah, I
anywhere
know.
near them.
I want to see that happen to you.
I wouldn't do it. I have respect for the
You know
guys
what-
with the big,
You know what those
big
guards
hats.
are called? You know what they're called with the big hats?
The Queen's Guard.
The big
Beef
hat
eaters.
guys. The what?
Oh, the beef eaters. That's
Yeah.
why they have the gin
Oh,
named
really?
Beef Eater.
I didn't know that. Do they eat beef?
They would came after the former food tasters of kings to make sure that the food wasn't
Oh,
poisoned and all
okay.
that.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, so that's
How about
that's next summer. I want to do a. I want to do a quick thing. but-
Kevin's like moving on uncomfortably.
No, it's great. I mean, we're going to keep this campaign up every day. I think for the next
He
6
said
months
we get
until
to
we can do
go.
it. Okay,
He said, "Why not?"
why not? He didn't say we could go. He said, why not?
He said, "Sure, why
Sure,
not?"
why
Okay,
not
good,
is a
good.
yes.
All right, so then we'll make that happen.
If you ask your dad,
Yeah.
hey, can I go
Let's
to?
reenact this. You ask me. I'll be Steve.
Okay, Steve.
Hey, Ranj.
Hey, we want to go to London next year for the Cardinals Cubs series. Can we go?
Sure, why not?
See, I guess we're going.
okay,
Oh wait, let me ask a different
you
question.
didn't get,
Steve,
did it really work that way with
Steve.
your parents? Because that didn't work that way with my parents.
I have one more question. Steve, will you pay for us to go?
Yeah. That's
Yes.
the part that didn't get left.
You
That's the
know-
part that was
He
left
didn't
out.
say yes.
I'm glad you brought this up because I love this show.
Like,
It's the fastest growing show in the market.
That's true.
Yeah,
That
but
is.
you forgot to leave us. Sure, why not? Feel free to pay for it yourselves.
Well, you didn't say that either.
He didn't say that.
There's a lot in there.
I would not
Oh,
look.
oh, itchy trigger finger. I wanted to play this for today. Tom Ackerman did this morning, and I think this is my favorite play-by-play call in baseball history of any team, any sport, or any announcer, anything. This is the best one, and I want to do this because today will be Albert and Yachty's last day at Wrigley Field, their last game ever at Wrigley Field, and this happened on 4th of July weekend 2003 involving Albert, and because this is, to me, the greatest play-by-play call of all time, and I mean of all of them. I love this one more than I love any, more than the
I don't believe
can't
what I just
saw, more
Yeah.
than Go Crazy, more than the call on Kirk Gibson's home run, more than any of them. I love this one.
I would not love to see number 25 off of Albert's bat go into the street. The pitch. Swing and hello, 4th of July. Take a ride on that knockdown pitch, big boy. Kerry Wood knocked him down, and now Albert looks at him as he goes around first. He gives him a glare. Say, take a little whiff of that, big boy. And now Kerry Wood takes a look at Albert as he touches them all. Give it to him, big boy. Give it to him. That's how you play baseball.
That was one of 43 home runs for Pujols.
Oh man, there you go, Roger.
Big
Come
boy.
back in. I didn't play the longer version because I didn't want to play the
That's so
longer
great.
version. The previous pitch, Kerry Wood had brushed back Albert with a high fastball up and in. And then there's nothing I like better than take a whiff of that, big boy. That is my
He worked in
favorite
like
play-by-play call.
3 big boys in there.
He did.
That's a lot of big
That's
boys.
how you know it was a big deal.
I love that one.
Wanna do that one
Yeah,
again?
that's so great.
I would not love to see number 25 off of Albert's bat go into the street. The pitch. Swing and hello, 4th of July. Take a ride on that knockdown pitch, big boy. Kerry Wood knocked him down, and now Albert looks at him as he goes around first. He gives him a glare. Say, take a little whiff of that, big boy. And now Kerry Wood takes a look at Albert as he touches them all. Give it to him, big boy. Give it to him.
Love it.
I love it. I mean, seriously, I am not in any way
Oh.
being sarcastic. That is, without question, my favorite play-by-play call of all time.
That's great.
I
Mike
love
Shannon.
that call.
Oh God, Mike Shannon was so much fun
Well, you just
as a
talk about-
broadcaster. So much fun.
Yeah, there's just the soundtrack to your life, to your
Yeah.
summers. He was a broadcaster for how many years?
I mean, at least
Well, it's 50 years in the booth is what we celebrated last year. You guys
I mean, I
can't forget,
grew up with
like,
it.
last year. Last year was the 50th year.
I
That
was
was
going
the
to say
whole
50, and then all of a sudden it
like
sounded
we kind
really
of
high.
celebrated it for the whole year.
I know. That's amazing, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Give it to him, big boy.
And just the best thing. I mean, there's a lot that I love about that call, but it is because it captures the emotion of the moment, right? Like, because when a hitter has a ball coming at his head, it both scares you and pisses you off.
Yeah.
And you could hear that in Mike's voice because obviously Mike had been there. He had been the guy that had the ball come up near his dome. And you always want to try to get payback, but it's rare that you'll ever even get that opportunity, especially in that at bat.
The timing
to get your payback, and because it was Cardinals Cubs and Albert Pujols at Wrigley Field, wanted to play that for you as we get ready for the Cardinals and the Cubs at Wrigley Field for the last time this year, and for the last time for both Albert and Yachty since they're calling it a career at the end of the season. It's going to wrap it up for the show. We'll have our draft tomorrow. We're going to have Fun Police Friday.
Yes.
And obviously, we'll tell you how this game ends up going down. But you got the Cardinals and the Cubs coming up at 1:20 this afternoon. Marcus Stroman, Dakota Hudson are your starters. Hey, guys, Kevin Wheeler here. And I want to tell you about, in fact, I'm going to change that. I want to brag to you about two of my favorite companies owned by two guys that are just fantastic. Stefan and Brady do a great job. Both